Whether you're talking college or pro football, the Bears are on a roll. Cal has won 6 straight and has been doing it in convincing style. Many are already looking ahead to the November 18th showdown with USC, but these Bears are taking it one victim at a time. The Washington Huskies need 2 more wins to accomplish a goal they set at the start of the season, becoming bowl eligible. Losing offensive leader Isaiah Stanback doesn't help, but these dogs are still hungry. Cal battles Washington, next on FSN.
Blue skies and another sunny day here on the California campus at Berkeley, but there is a wind here in Strawberry Canyon blowing from left to right. Could affect the ball game. It'll be another sellout crowd as the Washington Huskies make a house call today on Berkeley to do battle with the California Golden Bears on Kyocera College Football Saturday. And hello again, everybody. I'm Barry Tompkins. You know my partner, the P, Petros Papadakis. And Bears have won 6 in a row, looking to make it 7 in a row, and looking like the best team in this conference.
They're a special team, Barry, and it's great to be here, as always, at the final beacon of peace, love, and hard-hitting defense here in Berkeley, California. I love it.
And a little bit of offense as well. California, of course, they can run the football, they can throw the football, but today the guy who usually runs the football the most is hurting just a little bit.
Marshawn Lynch is down but not out. He's going to play in this football game, but he's got 2 bad ankles. He hurt his ankle against Oregon, but he came back last week with 100-plus yards versus Washington State. We saw him in warm-ups. He's dancing around. He looks pretty good. He's going to play in this football game, and he's inside, outside. He uses his hands great. By far the finest running back in the Pac-10. We're also going to see Justin Forsett, who's very good at tailback for Cal. Deshaun Jackson, the wide receiver, can't say enough about this guy either. He is so explosive, by far the most electric player west of the Mississippi, and he's a guy that can take back a punt. He can beat you deep. He can catch a hitch and take it to the house. Very smooth wide receiver.
Yeah, the number that jumps out at me with him, 18 touchdowns in 18 games. Not bad. Let's talk about the Huskies. This is a better Washington Husky team that we've seen in the last few years. They won 3 games in a row, then they lost at SC, then they got whipped at home against Oregon State. So it needs to be a bounce-back game, and P, they got to do it without their quarterback.
They have to do it without Isaiah Stanback. He is out for the season, hurt his foot. It's also known as the old Jacques Lisfranc injury. That was Napoleon's surgeon, a very good surgeon too. Basically, he's out for the year with a bad foot, and now Carl Bonnell is going to step in and start. Now, Carl Bonnell started 2 games back in 2004 for Keith Gilbertson. He can run around a little. They think he might be a more accurate passer than Stanback, but Stanback was this entire offense, so we're going to see a really new face on the Washington Huskies today. It's going to be interesting to see how the Cal defense plays against Carl Bonnell, a brand new quarterback this season.
Jacques did my knee too. I never got back to Waterloo. Should be a pretty good ball game now. The Washington Huskies still confident despite the absence of their quarterback, and the California Golden Bears, well, they are just rolling. They've scored 40 in 4 of their last 5 games, and their defense may be better than their offense. That's how good the Bears are. The Dogs, the Bears, it's coming up.
Thank you so much for bringing me here. I really...
Over to Marco Farr, Billy Ray Smith. Shall we travel to Lincoln, Nebraska for a spectacular finish between number 9 Texas, number 17 Nebraska? It has just gone final. Now, Nebraska was trying to run out the clock. They had a 1-point lead. The pass, swing pass out to Terrence Nunn, and he fumbles the football. Texas recovers. Texas gets into field goal range. Problem here, though. Greg Johnson, the regular place kicker, had missed 2 field goals, had a PAT block, so in comes freshman walk-on Ryan Bailey, who connects from 22 yards out. There is just a moment remaining. Nebraska can try to win. It is not quite a final, but it is 22-20. Now, other scores and highlights. UCLA is tied Notre Dame 7-7. Number 2 USC has a bye. We will have them next week here on FSN. In a matter of moments, we will have number 10 Cal Washington here on FSN. Your Huskies, they don't have Stanback. You say they do still have a prayer.
They still do have a prayer, and they have to get to Nate Longshore, the Cal quarterback. He is the brains. He's the catalyst behind that offense. If they can get to him, rattle him, scramble him around. Remember, they were shut out Cal was in the second half versus Washington State. If they can get to Longshore, UW has a good chance to win.
You know, when Jeff Tedford brings in Mike Dunbar to help install parts of the spread offense into the Cal offensive system, it was really a help for Nate Longshore. He's a tall quarterback. He's not quite as nifty with the feet, and so instead of having to back away from center, he gets the ball and starts to distribute. Made him a much better quarterback.
He is a much better quarterback. It has gone final at Nebraska. So what DeMarco's saying is that it's a long shot, unless they can get to Longshore. And if they do, it could be a long day for the Cal Golden Bears. Barry Petros, it's your turn next.
This man bought his 100% wool suit at Men's.
The new value Frontier, and brought to you in part by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge. By Pacific Life. For insurance, annuities, and investments, choose Pacific Life, the power to help you succeed. And by Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. And we welcome you back to Strawberry Canyon. Barry Tompkins, Petros Papadakis, and here come the California Golden Bears. This is a team that absolutely is brimming with confidence right now. And it gives us an opportunity before the opening kickoff here at Memorial Stadium to take it to the sidelines and meet the third member of our broadcast group. You know him, and of course you love him. Jim Watson, why do you...
You know, Barry, at the beginning of the season, Cal's Damian Hughes was listed by some national publications as the #1 defensive back in the country, and he's living up to the hype. 6 interceptions, 2 of those taken back to the house for touchdowns, and, you know, he seems to play his best against the best, recently shutting down Jason Williams of Oregon and Jason Hill at Washington State. 2 great receivers, a combined less than 100 yards. He's great against the run. He hits people like they owe him money, and his head coach, Jeff Tedford, says, I can't imagine a guy playing better at his position than Damian Hughes has. Recently, Barry, Damian Hughes was asked, who are the best receivers you've ever faced? No hesitation, he said it's easy. Marshawn Lynch and Deshaun Jackson. I have to cover those guys Monday through Friday.
Yeah, and that's good for both parties, I think, don't you, Pete?
Well, definitely the best teams have competition in practice, and that's one of the things that Cal really focuses on, especially on Tuesday and Wednesday. They hit in full pads, and a lot of teams like to do that, but the good teams really get after it and compete, and Jeff Tedford really focuses on that with the team. Got to stay sharp all year, and the way you do that is hit in practice.
And you see the record of Jeff Tedford here. I think even more important than that, in 2002, California sold 17,000 season tickets. This year, 40,260 season tickets.
He's changed the face and all the expectations of the program, and Ty Willingham is trying to do the same in Washington, trying to resurrect a once great program in Seattle.
And Ty will get it done.
They've already won more games this year than they had the last 2 years combined. I mean, Washington's already exceeded most people's expectations this season. They've exceeded mine, and they're playing great.
So Bronstein will kick it off, and he's going to hit this one pretty good. There'll be no return by Marcus O'Keefe, and the Bears will start at the 20-yard line. Let's take a look at the lineups. They are brought to you by Kyocera. First of all, for the California Golden Bears, who go on offense to begin things here. Nate Longshore, he has done everything and more that could be asked of him in this, his sophomore season. Justin Forsett will get the start ahead of Marshawn Lynch. As we said, Marshawn Lynch we expect will play, but he's got a couple of gimpy ankles, and outstanding receivers and a terrific offensive line. They've had 9 different players start on the offensive line this year, and they haven't missed a beat. Longshore, the quarterback, slot right on the first snap of the ball game. Forsett, the tailback. Longshore going to go up on first down, and he has a man right in his grill. And that is Brandon Allah coming up from a defensive end spot. Now a late flag comes in. And they're going to call intentional grounding on Longshore. I don't know.
I don't think that's the right call. They were running a movement play, Cal was, and they wanted to get Nate Longshore out and have an easy throw to start out. And I think Longshore wanted to get it to his man in the flat, which is going to be, I believe, his fullback, Byron Storer. But he just couldn't get it out there because Allah was right in his face. I don't like that call. I don't think he was trying to get rid of the ball. I think he was just trying to get the ball to the intended receiver, which was the fullback.
So that'll cost him dearly. It's a loss of down, of course. And it'll back the Bears all the way up to their own 8-yard line.
And every time Washington can slow Cal down, whether it be a penalty or a loss of yards, they got a good hit on the quarterback there with Allah. That's good, because this is one of the most explosive offenses in the country this year.
And I think that's what Washington is going to do. That's what Ty Willingham sort of implied in our conversation yesterday, and that is kind of take the air out of the football, keep the Bears offense on its heels, and preferably on the bench. Out of the gun this time. Somebody might have left early, an inside handoff to Forsett, who will get it up to about the 14-yard line. Gain of about 6. Let's take a look at the lineups for the Washington Huskies defensively, and they've done a nice job early in this ball game. Defensive line, Teo Neshim with Mariaki, Afo, and Gunheim, although Allah got the start and made the first play. Dan Howell, outstanding linebacker, has already made a couple of big plays, and Scott White, the most consistent player on the Husky defense. Last time we saw the secondary of the Huskies against USC, they did an outstanding job.
Very physical, but they took a step back versus Oregon State. A lot of people were saying USC hangover. Washington's played a lot of physical teams. Out
of the gun this time. Longshore with all day to throw it. Now he steps up and throws it away. And very good defensive set on the first possession by the Washington Huskies. Great coverage right there.
They did a good job. Now, you don't want to give Nate Longshore that long to throw the football, and if he has that long this entire day, he's going to make some plays. He's got great receivers, and he is the most efficient passer in the Pac-10, that in the style of Jeff Tedford's offense with the Aaron Rodgers and the Kyle Bowlers we've seen Tedford foster into the professional league. But at the same time, Washington doing a great job and hitting hard on the first series.
Andrew Larson now will have to punt into a very stiff wind, and Marlon Wood will stand right at midfield. So ostensibly the Huskies should get a good field position here. Larson kicks an end-over-end kick that will take a California bounce and will get into Washington territory and finally go dead right at the 40-yard line. I thought he did a pretty nice job. Keep the ball low and get it on the ground, get it going in the right direction.
46 yards, not bad considering the wind.
Take a look at the Kyocera lineups for the Washington Huskies offensively, and it's going to be Carl Bonnell out of Kent, Washington, who will be having his third career start. And as he told you earlier, Ty Willingham saying the first 10 minutes of this game, extremely important. He's got guys to throw it to. Sonny Shattenford, the running game, a couple of pluggers at the running back spot. And the offensive line, they've only played 6 people on the O-line all year long. So they must stay healthy there. They start Bonnell out of the gun. And they give it to James, and James will get about 4. Defensively for the Cal Bears, and this is an outstanding defense. I mean, they have strength at every level of this defense. Brandon Mebane, of course, is an All-American defensive tackle, and he gets plenty of help from his friends. The linebackers are outstanding, and they're about 7 deep. Williams, Bishop, and Pimentel get the start, but they're all good. Sidquan Thompson is coming off his best game. He was just a redshirt freshman, played great in the win last week. Second down and 6. Bonnell with his first throw into the flat. That's not going anywhere. Anthony Russo makes the catch but loses yardage. Damian Hughes right there, Mickey Pimentel as well.
Well, that's what they want from Carl Bonnell in these first couple series. They want him to get the football out to people, short throws, easy throws, get this guy's confidence going, make him feel like this is his football team and his offense to move down the field because they need him desperately.
This is his first third down play, however. 3rd and 7. Remember, last week against Washington State, the Bears did not allow the Cougars a single first down. 0 for 11. Bonnell straight back, 5-man rush, clear out, pass is good this time for the tight end Lewis. Lewis turns it into a big gain all the way down to the 35-yard line of the Bears.
A nice play call by the Huskies, slipping the tight end Lewis out over the middle. Bonnell showing great patience and dumping it off. Again, a nice, quick, easy throw, something to get this guy going. Almost a very delayed screen there with the tight end delay, and Lewis knows what to do with the ball when he gets it down the field. And this Cal defense gets on him, but not quick enough. First down Washington, looking good right now.
And a gain of 26. And Bonnell showing great poise there. Got it at the 34-yard line of the Bears. This time, James is in motion. Bonnell steps up. Now he'll run. At the 30, steps out of a tackle. 25-20, and down to the 18-yard line with another Huskies first down. 16 yards on a busted play.
I'll tell you what, not a lot of people in the the country could run like Isaiah Stanback, but Bonnell showing that he can move a little bit, putting a great move, not on any slouch out there. That was on Desmond Bishop, leaves Desmond Bishop in the dust and laying there in the middle of the football field and takes it up. I mean, this Washington offense has really got something. Bernard Hicks finally gets to Bonnell, but not before another great game. This kid's got some confidence now.
And first down at the 18-yard line. They bring Shackelford in motion on first down. 2 tight ends in the game. They give this time to James, not much doing. He picked up a couple to about the 16-yard line. Tackle made by Desmond Bishop, the middle backer.
And we have seen teams move the football on this Cal defense, but this is the best defense in the Pac-10. And once teams get into the red zone, they have a very hard time punching it into the end zone. Cal had Washington State up there last week. They hadn't won up there since 1979 in Pullman, and they were able to really stop them inside the red zone. No touchdown.
So it was second down and 8. At the 16-yard line. This time James in motion. Out of the gun. Bonnell, 4-man rush. Quick toss to Shackelford off his fingertips and almost intercepted by Sid Thompson. So now it'll be third down. I will say Bonnell does look very poised though.
He looks relaxed, and they brought him in here for a reason. He's a Division I quarterback, and all these guys are itching for their opportunity. And you've been watching this long enough to know that you're one play away from getting in a football game. Bonnell, especially backing up a very active and athletic quarterback that runs around a lot and stand back. He knew he might get a chance, and now he's getting it.
Third down and 8. They're going to go empty in a bunch formation to the right side. 4 receivers to the right side. Bonnell, quick toss this time to James. Forget it. Slipped the tackle low and did get it going in the right direction, but he'll be short of the first down. Mickey Pimentel was the first man to it. And that will bring about a field goal situation. Michael Bronstein, the field goal kicker, will hit this one at about the 23-yard line. 33-yard effort for Bronstein. Bonnell the holder. Bronstein gets it on the way, and it is good. So the Huskies have gotten on the scoreboard first, and that is significant and a real confidence builder, I would have to think, for the young quarterback, Carl Bonnell. 9:42 left, first quarter.
We are gathered here today to pay our respects to someone who was dear to so many of us, just as the Israelites wandered.
Possession, 9:42 remaining first half. The Dodge scoring drive, 8 plays, 44 yards. Took it 3 minutes and 53 seconds. A 33-yard field goal by Bronstein puts the points on the board for the Dogs. Bronstein will kick it away. Marcus O'Keefe will be the deep man. They will not have Marshawn Lynch back on kickoffs, as they sometimes do. That is the Bears. Damian Hughes is the short man. Bronstein's kick with the wind at his back, and O'Keefe will not try this one either, about 4 yards deep. Let's take a look right now at our Pacific Life keys to success. Talk us through these, Pete.
Well, Washington's got to make it easy for Carl Bonnell. Short throws, and they have to run the football. They have to get 5 yards of pop with Kenny James, and they have to keep Cal's offense off the football field. Long drives when they're on defense, they have to take their chances and try to force Cal into some 3-and-outs like they did on that very first possession of the game. Cal's got to win on third down, defensively and offensively. They did a great job of that last week at Washington State, and they got to take some shots. They got to get it down the field to Robert Jordan and Deshaun Jackson.
Which they do in every ball game. That, of course, is one of the bylaws of Jeff Tedford. Here's Forsett. He gets a little gap and is hauled down right as he made the cut by C.J. Wallace, a pickup of about 2 yards, maybe 3 yards. For Forsett, 73 carries for 315 yards, had 163 when he got any significant playing time, and that was against a very good Oregon team.
We haven't seen Marshawn Lynch yet, and he's the talk of the town, obviously, for this Cal offense, but Justin Forsett, who's only a junior and will be back next year, is one of the finest running backs in the Pac-10 and would be starting anywhere else if he wasn't playing behind Lynch. They have a great duo.
Yeah, not a huge drop-off. Now they send Forsett in motion. Short drop this time. Longshore throws over the head of Deshaun Jackson. Longshore this year has been very effective. 64% completion percentage. 17 touches and 6 picks. and he's in charge out there.
He is in charge. He does a great job. Now, they run a little bit of spread offense, but they do not have the aspect of the running quarterback. He is probably the least mobile quarterback in the entire Pac-10, but he is the most accurate and efficient passer in the Pac-10. We've seen him start a little slow before versus A-State, and he's starting out a little slow today.
Out of the gun once more. He steps up. He throws. The ball is caught this time for a first down by Forsett. First down of the game for the Bears.
Well, they call that a Texas route. That one went for 11 yards, and incidentally, that's also Justin Forsett's nickname here on the Cal football team. He is from Arlington, Texas, and they call him Texas. Back in high school, everybody was from Texas, so they just called him the Truth.
That's right. If you're from Louisiana, they call you Louise?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Della, if you're from Delaware. Any great football players from Delaware? Rich Gannon.
Rich Gannon, there you are, thank you. There's Longshore to throw it again, steps up once again. Now he's got to get out of there, and he throws it under pressure, and Deshaun Jackson can't quite get to it. He had to rush that ball a little bit more than he wanted to. Brandon Allah, once again, was putting the pressure on, and for the first time, Marshawn Lynch comes into the ball game.
Brandon Allah twice now with the pressure on Nate Longshore. Brandon Allah is a guy out of Hawaii, a senior, 6'3", 245, never been a full-time starter. He's already graduated with a degree in ethnic studies, but he's doing a good job early in this football game getting to Nate Longshore.
One of 6 Hawaiians on this Washington roster. Second down and 10, and a give is to Marshawn Lynch. Nothing doing. The Huskies are all over that. Taj Bomar, first man to him, and he had plenty of help from his friends.
And upcoming is another third down that the Cal offense is going to have to try to win, but it's a 3rd and long, and knowing Jeff Tedford and his offense, they don't like to deal with too many 3rd and longs. They like 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4. They like something manageable to get that offense going and really to threaten with that great run game they have. But right now, the Washington defense, as we've seen before, very physical, not backing down on the road.
No, they get after you. They show blitz this time, and they come off the edge. And Longshore steps up, throws, and misses Jordan that time. And that's a ball that you won't see Longshore miss very much. Probably saw that blitz coming off the edge. Wallace was coming on the blitz and maybe unloaded it a little early.
Well, it's not a fluke right now. Nate Longshore is starting this game very slowly. We've seen him miss at least 3 throws, and he's also had the intentional grounding penalty. Nate Longshore coming out a little rusty in this football game. 1 for 5 passing right now with only 11 yards on the 2 Cal possessions. These people here in Strawberry Canyon are used to a much more electric and effective offense.
And he didn't have his best game last week against Washington State either. Wood's going to call a fair catch at the 30-yard line, and that's where the Dogs will start. When we come back, 7 minutes, 22 seconds remaining to be played here in the first period. Huskies will have the ball again. They also have the lead, 3-0.
When you take that field today, you've got to lay it out.
Conference standings brought to you by the U.S. Postal Service. We'll see that in just one moment. Bonnell out of the gun on first down. And the give this time straight ahead to James, nothing doing. Now here are the standings we spoke of a moment ago. USC and California tied atop the Pac-10 Conference lead. Only one loss between them, that first week loss at Tennessee. California losing that game. Oregon 3 up and 1 down and 5 and 1 on the season. UCLA, we understand at the moment, leading Notre Dame in South Bend.
I had a weird feeling. That the Bruins were going to play him tough without Ben Olsen at quarterback.
But Kyle, a very capable guy, I think. We'll try to keep you posted on what's going on there. Second down now and 9. Here's a draw play this time. And straight ahead goes James. And James will pick up about 3. And we're going to take it for the first time today to our Kyocera Game Day studio. Here's a game break with Mike Goldberg. Goldberg?
Well, Barry, number 4, Auburn hosting Tulane. Auburn Tigers offense having their way with the Green Wave. Brandon Cox to Trey Smith. 24-10 at the half. And yes, there is a weird feeling for Petros. There's a good feeling for Patrick Cowan. 2 second-quarter touchdown passes. And in South Bend, UCLA does lead, guys, 14-7.
All right, thanks a lot, Mike. 14-7, UCLA over Notre Dame. James came out of the ball game limping after that last play. Bonnell straight back, throws over the middle. Nice grab. Once more, it's the tight end, Lewis, and another Husky first down.
Robert Lewis putting on a show in this game, especially on third downs. 6'5", 250 junior. Montclair Prep, Los Angeles, California. looking pretty good, a 7-yard gain. And right now, Carl Bonnell winning on 3rd down. And there you see Kenny James on the sideline looking at his ankle. Louis Rankin, not a bad tailback. He's in the game right now. And they don't drop off much with Louis Rankin, but they need Kenny James. They need both those guys.
Here's a give to Rankin. And Rankin will get it across the 45 to about the 47-yard line. Pick up a 4. Maafala on the tackle for California.
You talk about Louis, and you talk about Kenny James and Louis Rankin. These are all different guys that have been through the wars here at the University of Washington. I mean, they've been here for the very, very difficult times, probably the worst times in the history, recent history at least, at the University of Washington. Now, they're all guys that are believing in what Ty Willingham is preaching, and they seem to be playing so much better and so much more efficiently just with the drop-off versus Oregon State.
Well, the Bears show blitz again, and they come with a blitz and a screen pass. Perfect play. Rankin midfield, tries to cut it upfield, gets close to the 1st down, but he's going to be short. Desmond Bishop on the stop. We go to the sidelines once more. Here's Jim Watson. Waddy, what do you got?
Well, Barry, people in Strawberry Canyon are learning about Carl Bonnell, but I'll tell you what, up at Montlake, outside of Husky Stadium, they know all about this kid. 2.5 years ago, he came off the bench at Notre Dame. Washington was getting hammered that day, came on in relief, and he played really well. In fact, good enough to start the next week against Stanford, and then the next week against San Jose State. He pulled a groin, he was injured, out for the rest of the year. Isaiah Stanback stepped in, but I'll tell you what, you know who the coach was at Notre Dame that day? You know.
I do, yes. It's the guy who's on the sideline for the Washington Huskies right now. And Bonnell is really doing an outstanding job. 3rd down and short. And again, once more to Rankin. Bounces it outside, forget about it. Great play that time by Mickey Pimentel. That's what the Bears do.
Well, they get off the edge so well. Mickey Pimentel, Zach Follett, another one of those guys. Mickey Pimentel playing the Sam linebacker and getting the start. They really have 7 linebackers that can play. And you can see Pimentel just flying off that edge unblocked. And Louis Rankin couldn't get to the other edge fast enough. Pimentel, great sideline-to-sideline player. And you're seeing the physicalness of this Cal defense.
So Sean Douglas will punt it away for Washington, and the dangerous Deshaun Jackson stands back at the 10-yard line. Douglas hits this one probably a little too hard. That's going to sail well into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. That's where the Bears will begin things. We'll take a timeout as well. 3 minutes, 25 seconds left, 1st quarter. Huskies lead the Bears 3-0.
We're here to make the best public university on the planet.
3:24 remaining here in the 1st period. Next week, College Football Saturday returns. 2nd-ranked USC will go on up to Corvallis, Oregon, to try to keep their national title hopes alive, and we're going with them. It all begins next Saturday, 3 o'clock Eastern, noon out here on the left coast. The College Football Saturday kickoff show gets things started. It's presented by Kyocera, and it's only on Fox. 3rd time that the Bears have started at their own 20-yard line, and Forsett will pick up about 4. Let's look back for just a moment on last week, our U.S. Bank Players of the Week, and all 3 of them an Oregon State hat trick.
Pick the kicker. There he is, Alexis Cerna. And Oregon State really coming back and having a great football game in Seattle and really putting this Washington team back on their heels. And Ty Willingham said we were just off. We were just off as a football team, and Oregon State really seemed like the football team we all thought they were coming into the season. They look like they're starting to really have it going. They might give the Trojans a great game up there in Corvallis.
That's going to be some fun.
I think so.
Good stadium.
I'm so there.
Long short throws, 2nd completion. This time it's good to Deshaun Jackson. And he will get it up close to the 35-yard line. Pick up of 12. Roy Lewis defending. And I think it was Hawkins, not Jackson.
And you just knew that Jeff Tedford's focus on this drive for Cal coming out was just, first of all, to get a 1st down. Nate Longshore has been a little off starting out this game. They haven't had a lot of success with the run game. Now that they got that 1st down, you're going to start to see this wonderful Cal offense open up a little bit.
This time Hawkins comes out to the near side. Longshore, play fake, straight up with time, throws, and threw under pressure with a late rush that time. And threw well over the head of Hawkins. Huskies get a pretty good push so far.
They're getting a good push, but we're also seeing a little bit of happy feet from Nate Longshore, jumping around and throwing the ball high.
Well, the First Down Marker is brought to you by Overstock.com, where you'll find thousands of name brand products at savings up to 70% every day of the week. Overstock.com. 2nd down now for the Bears. And again, they bring Hawkins to the near side. They go out of the gun, and the give this time is to Forsett. He doesn't get much. Got about 2. And now it's going to be 3rd down and 8. Teo Neshim on the stop. Ty Willingham spoke in glowing terms of Daniel Teo Neshim.
Yeah, they really love him. They think that he is a quiet but born leader for this football team. Only a redshirt freshman, 6'4", 235 pounds, but a young star on this Washington defense. And right now, it's very similar from the USC game. We're up here in the press box, but we can hear this Washington defense hitting people very hard and really closing gaps and hitting hard at the point of attack against Cal.
Empty backfield, double slot. Longshore in trouble, has to step aside. Now he buys time, throws, almost intercepted. Deshaun Goldson was right there. And again, the Bears struggling offensively.
Yeah, it was a nice play by Longshore just to elude the rush of Brandon Allah, showing a lot better feet than he had when he showed up here at Cal Berkeley. But trying to force that ball into Hawkins, and Goldson, a very good corner, doesn't even start for this Washington team, getting in there and batting the ball down. Washington's been great on 3rd down in this football game.
Came up big the last time we saw him down at USC also. So Larson to punt it away. He'll be kicking to Marlon Wood. Wood could scoot. Hits this one pretty good. Into the wind. He turns it over. Drives Wood back to the 16-yard line. Wood starts back, slips a tackle, gets to the 20 to the 22, where he is surrounded and down. First man to him was Bernard Hicks. Well, that brings us to our Aflac trivia question.
Aflac!
Now, we have not read this yet, so we'll guess along with you. Who were the starting quarterback and head coach when Cal won its last conference title in 1958?
I can tell you the starting quarterback.
You could, really?
I couldn't tell you the head coach.
1958, I got to think about that. Bonnell again out of the shotgun. Now he's got to roll away from pressure, and he does. He's got an open field to the 20, the 25. Bears close it down, but Bonnell is going to be close to a first down. He might be a yard or 2 short. But again, a good effort to the sideline. Once more we go with Jim Watson. Waddy?
Very good start for Washington, but some bad news for Husky fans. Kenny James came out of the game after that last series for the Dogs with a sprained right ankle. They knew it immediately. They took off his boot. They shook their head, said he's done. They put him on a cart and took him into the locker room. And, you know, Washington has had a history of great running backs, but not recently. They haven't had a 1,000-yard rusher since 1997 with Rashawn Sheehy.
That's exactly right. Something Ty wants to do something about, to give to Rankin this time. And I don't think Rankin got the first down. It's going to be 3rd down and more than a yard. Zach Follett on the stop.
And Lewis Rankin is a guy that's had a lot of success here at Washington, especially this year. 145 yards versus San Jose State in a victory, 112 yards in the loss at Oklahoma. But Washington played there very tough. You ever heard of Louis Rankin? Not Lewis Rankin, but Louis Rankin?
I have.
One of the great dancehall singers of the early 90s from Jamaica, sang the typewriter.
Not the same guy, though, right?
No, different dude.
They go out of the I formation, 2 tight ends. They bring Lewis in motion, 3rd and short. And to give to Rankin, I don't think so. Maybe with a second effort. This will depend on the spot. I think they're going to spot it short. Justin Moy was the first California player to get there. I think this is going to be short. I'll take a good long look at this.
Sometimes Cal's D reminds me of sticking a knife in a big cardboard box. I mean, they have so many different guys slicing through.
That's true. He got a very generous spot, and I think that's going to be enough for the first down. They're going to measure this, but I think he got it. And that was generous.
It was generous, but also, like you mentioned, a very nice second effort by Lewis Rankin, because he's sort of a stilted runner. So if you get to his legs, he can go down, but he did a great job there of falling forward. I always like to go with the short yardage tailbacks on that one.
Well, that was you. You made a career out of being a short yardage.
My whole life.
Even in a long yardage situation.
If you needed 8, I could get you 3.
Take a look and see what you think about the spot. And you know what? It probably is a fair spot because his knee really didn't touch. And it is a first down. So a good call upon further review by the officials.
And And once again, just a great effort by Louis Ranking, eluding that first tackler, knowing he was going down, but finding a way to fall forward. And I don't know if you can really think about it when you're on the field, but just trying to keep your knees off the ground, you know, like you're doing the kick worm, like you're breakdancing back in the early 80s. I did the kick worm a few times.
Like the original Louis
I was good at it. I was good at the kick worm, except I punctured my stomach with my belt buckle once. I never did it again.
I hate when that happens. With that, we come to the end of the first quarter, and the Huskies doing exactly what Ty Willingham wanted to do. Take the air out of the ball, keep the Bears offense off the field, and play a hell of a defense. And that's what he's doing. His team leads it 3-0. We're coming back.
Kanaichi something.
We start the second period. Washington leading it 3-0, and Carl Bonnell in his first start, 4 for 5, 35 yards. He's run the ball a couple of times for 24 yards to give his team a couple more first downs, and more importantly, keep the Bears off the field. So Washington just doing everything right so far.
The guy starting his first game is having a better game than the most efficient passer in the Pac-10, Nate Longshore. So far.
Bonnell, play fake, rolls to his right, buys time. Now he throws, got a man, wide open Russo. Russo at the Bears 40, down to the 35-yard line. Zach Follett on the tackle, but a wide open Anthony Russo.
And Carl Bonnell is getting excited. You can see him. He's starting to play with his swagger. He's jumping around. He's looking to the sideline. He's drawing excitement and enthusiasm from his teammates on the sideline. You see Russo coming all the way across the field. Has to wait a little bit for the ball, but the ball gets there in a hurry. And Bonnell just doing a great job running this football team, and wonderful play calling by Washington, getting this guy out in the open and finding him some confidence.
Pick up a 32. Here's a give to Rankin, and Rankin had a little gap and then was surrounded and down after a pickup of about 2. Might have got 3. Desmond Bishop closes it down for the Bears. Well, Ty Willingham talked about that first 10 minutes, and I would have to say that Carl Bonnell did about as well in the first 10 minutes as you could have imagined.
And they put the ball in his hands more. You're starting to see them moving him and getting him to get the ball down the field. He's run the ball a little bit. He's taken a couple hits. He's used to playing football. This guy's out there in a football game. He's a football player.
Marlon Wood sent to the outside. Throw underneath this time. Great grab by Russo. Slips a tackle. First down. Dogs at the 22-yard line.
And now you're starting to see the Huskies rally around their new quarterback. Russo having to come back to that ball a little, making a great grab right in front of the defenders. Bonnell sliding it in there. Sidquan Thompson jumping the route, missing the tackle. Bonnell really starting to feel it. You see that excitement.
Got some help from Russo that time. Threw it to the wrong side. Russo made the grab, turned it into a first down. Dogs have it at the Bears' 23-yard line. Somebody left a little bit early, and I think it was the tight end Robert Lewis.
Prior to snap, dead ball, false start. Offense, number 81, 5-yard penalty. It remains first down.
Well, that'll cost Washington 5 yards.
And it doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but when you have a rhythm going and your quarterback's new and everybody's out there making plays, stuff like that, just a 5-yard play on first down can really stop you up. Let's see how Washington, with this new quarterback, Carl Bonnell, responds to this adversity.
So now 1st and 15. They're showing blitz, and they cover the blitz off the edge. Bonnell pump fake, airs it out, and again threw it to the wrong side, and Damian Hughes has just picked up his 7th interception of the year.
I could have told him, don't throw it over there. When Damian Hughes is out there on the football field, you can't bait him. You can't mess with him with a pump fake. You can't do that kind of stuff to Damian Hughes. That's his 7th interception this football season. This guy is by far the best corner in the country, and he definitely has the numbers to prove it. Bonnell off with the throw. A little bit of a miscommunication between him and the receiver, Marcel Reese, whether or not he wanted it on the outside or the inside. He throws it to the outside, and Damian Hughes is all over that. I knew when that ball was in the air that he was going to make that interception.
That's right. No question about that. So the Bears will get it at the 20-yard line. And they give it to Marshawn Lynch. Lynch bouncing outside. Now he's got a little gap to the 40, to the 45, midfield and out of bounds.
Two bad ankles.
Yeah, you could tell, couldn't you? Gain of 30 for Marshawn Lynch. Great block by Storer out front.
And you're going to see he's got two options to take, and he decides to take the outside option, puts a move, and just gets it to the sideline. I mean, maybe the other ankle getting hurt balanced him out. Like two flat tires, it's easier to drive.
Here's a give to Lynch again, right up the gut, and he picks up about 6 more. Bears playing a little hungrier right now. Jordan Raffet on the stop.
Now, I know it sounds stupid, but that penalty is really what set Washington back. Just 5 yards, that's all it took. Backed them up, stopped the momentum of their offense. Then your young quarterback all of a sudden throws an interception to the finest corner in the country, Damian Hughes. You get a Heisman Trophy candidate out there in Marshawn Lynch, and he started to take the football down the field for Cal, and the crowd gets excited. Everything turns on just a 5-yard penalty.
Forsett back in the ball game at running back for the Bears now. This is Forsett, left side, grabbed immediately. Great play by Dan Howell.
Justin Forsett, the ball carrier.
Lost a yard on the play. It's going to be 3rd down.
And watching the Washington linebackers from this year as opposed to last year, and it's basically the same personnel, it's like watching different guys. When you look at the yards allowed and what they've allowed this year as opposed to the last couple years, and the way they play, just the way they get sideline to sideline, the way they run to the football, the way they hit, everything's different about this Husky team.
Forsett in motion out of the backfield this time, out of the gun once more. 3rd down, straight back Longshore, has to unload it, does, tall for Forsett, he can't hang on. And Longshore really struggling so far today.
He's really struggling because when you throw the ball to a back, especially out there when a guy's in a wide receiver type position, that ball has to be on that back's numbers. Now, any of those wide receivers are going to make that catch, but Forsett's a back. That ball has to be on the numbers, and Dan Howell making a nice play. And Longshore's numbers so far in this football game are not good. This is by far, probably, other than the Tennessee game, his worst start of the season. 2 for 9, 23 yards.
That brings on Larson to do the punting again, so another stop for the Huskies. Although it's really the Bears stopping themselves in this instance. High, twisting kick, fair catch called by Wood and made back at the 8-yard line. So Washington will get it back, but they will start deep in their own territory. We'll take a timeout of 11:13 remaining in the half, and the Dogs lead it 3-0. Papadakis, Jimmy Watson on the sidelines. Huskies lead the Bears 3-0. 11:13 remaining here in the second quarter. The Dogs have it back, but they will start at their own 8-yard line. Carl Bonnell on for the injured Isaiah Stanback, who's done for the year. Done a great job so far. They go out of the gun. Bears again show blitz, and that time a little movement up front. Might have been Chad Macklin who moved. That's going to back him up.
False start. Offense. Number 86. After this is the goal.
Was the tight end, Michael Gottlieb.
And that's the second false start and 3 plays for Washington. That is something they cannot afford, especially here on the road. They're not an oft-penalized team, and that's usually the case with Ty Willingham because of the military disciplinarian type of approach. And these guys sure have responded to Ty's approach this year.
So that'll back the Huskies up short of the 5-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 14. Tough situation here for Carl Bonnell. The crowd getting into it for the first time. Bonnell give this time right up the gut. Rankin had a little gap and closed down quickly. And let's send you right now to our College Football Saturday studio for a Kyocera game break with Mike Goldberg. Mike?
Hey, Barry, a game a little bit closer than we thought it would be. Miami at Duke. Now, remember, Larry Coker had 13 players suspended for this game. Duke with a chance to win after trailing 20-2, but Thaddeus Lewis is intercepted by Willie Cooper. By the way, Duke once did beat Miami in 1976. Miami holds on.
Who was the coach? That was after Steve, or before Steve Spurrier, I take it, right?
Was it Coach K? They should just let him coach both teams.
They should. Give this time to Rankin again, and he doesn't get much. And now it's going to be 3rd down and 10. So 3rd down and 10, Bonnell in one of those situations where he can expect the Bears to really come at him here.
Well, they've been coming off the edge this entire possession because they know they have Bonnell on his heels a little bit after throwing that interception and the 2 penalties. Washington's offense has slowed.
Bears show blitz up the middle this time. And they come actually with a 3-man rush, and the pass intercepted. Picked off this time by Williams, and Williams is down immediately at the 40-yard line. That was not an easy interception.
Well, certainly not. The ball was a little high, intended for Johnny Curtin, who's a huge tight end, 280 pounds, and that is Bonnell's 2nd interception of the football game. Warrell Williams, who started this football game on and off. They have about 7 linebackers that can start. Sophomore out of Sacramento, California, the little brother of DJ Williams, a famous linebacker. Of course, now playing for the Denver Broncos, the Miami Hurricane. Warrell Williams with a beautiful interception.
So the Bears, for the first time in Washington territory, and very surprising considering that we've already played 21 minutes of this football game. Play fake this time. And Marshawn hit as he throws, looking for Jackson. Can't hang on. Flag in the end zone. That may be on Jackson.
There was contact between both players. That's Deshaun Goldson out there defending Deshaun Jackson.
It is against Deshaun Jackson.
And that's interesting. A lot of contact between both guys, and Deshaun Jackson the first to go down after diving for the ball. Not a big guy, Deshaun Jackson, a very explosive player. Only 166 pounds.
Interference offense.
And Longshore
15 yards
again.
for the previous spot.
Under siege, Dan Howell was right in his grill.
Dan Howell was right in his grill because Byron Storer simply whiffed on the block. Here's the play in the end zone.
I didn't see much interference there, to tell you the truth.
And the flag was thrown right after that. I didn't see either guy. Just maybe a little bit of a battle with the hands, but you can see the official in a big hurry to get the flag out of his pants. He saw something.
So we'll give this time to Marshawn Lynch, and Lynch will get it back to midfield. But it's going to be... Here's the pass interference again. I don't know. There's very little contact there.
I mean, maybe just a little forearm from Jackson on Goldson, but I don't think that warranted a call either way, especially against the offense.
So it'll be 2nd and 21 now for the Bears. Bears offense has clearly sputtered here. Laurel Cunningham in the ball game for California. Sam Desai, incidentally, not available today. Look out, screen for Lynch. And Lynch bounces off one man now. Going to try to reverse his field, and he is surrounded. So another busted play for California. That's a big loss of about 6 yards. And Jeff Tedford got to be kind of scratching his head saying, what's going on? Look at the possessions for the Bears. -4, +13, +17, +35, but 30 of it was on one play.
And other than those 2 big runs from Marshawn Lynch, well, one with the 30-plus yards and then the 6-yard run, Cal hasn't done anything on offense, mostly because their quarterback, Nate Longshore, has been off. They haven't got a lot of production out of Justin Forsett. A lot of it has to do with this Washington defense. Very physical, and you just don't expect it when they step into the stadium, but they hit you right in the mouth.
That's what they did with USC. It's what they're doing today, and they might have, could have a delay of game here. Let's see.
Prior to snap, dead ball, false start offense.
Well, it's a false
Number
start
71, 5 yards. It
Things
remains
going from
third
bad
down.
to worse for the Bears, and it's 3rd down and 31.
They're trying to get Marshawn Lynch the ball and get their people involved. That last screen to Marshawn Lynch before the penalty, they had him running backwards. Now, I don't mind Marshawn Lynch, the playmaker that he is, running backwards if he's got 2 good legs. But on the 2 bad ankles, he's got to concentrate on going forward. They need to get the ball to Deshaun Jackson and let him create in space. They're just not doing it.
Jackson's to the short side of the field. And here's a quick screen to Jackson. And Jackson slips one man, can't get around the others, though. And he stopped at the 45-yard line. A gain of 5. It'll be 4th down. Roy Lewis ran him out. I tell you, the Huskies run into the ball really well.
And they did exactly like I said. They tried to get Deshaun Jackson the ball in some open space and let him create something. He created a little bit, but you're right. That Washington defense run into the ball well, and right now they have confidence. On the offensive side, their young quarterback has sputtered a little bit. He's thrown 2 interceptions, and maybe his confidence is shaken a little bit. But right now, their defense is still playing very hard.
Well, I remember Jeff Tedford telling us yesterday. He said Washington's defense is physical. They run good schemes, and the linebackers run well, and that's exactly what's happened. There's Larson's kick. Wood fumbles it and then gets on it at the 15. And with that, we'll jump away once more. 6:45 remaining to be played in the half. And the Huskies controlling tempo and leading by 3.
I wanted to fly in space and build spaceships.
Presented by Kyocera Wireless. Take your texting to the next level with the new Kyocera Strobe. Kyocera Wireless reminds you to dial responsibly. And brought to you in part by Aflac. Ask about it at work. By Pontiac. Vote for this week's Pontiac game-changing performance. Go to Pontiac.com/NCAA. And today's first down line is brought to you by Overstock.com. Search, shop, and save up to 70% at Overstock.com. Huskies will start in their own territory at the 16-yard line with the lead. And here's Bonnell on a keeper. And he'll get it across the 20 to about the 23-yard line and run all the way. Desmond Bishop comes up to make the stop. You don't get around Desmond Bishop.
Not much, but Bonnell has done it once in this football game. He put a nice move on Desmond Bishop, but that time, Carl Bonnell diving with his head-first style, and Desi Bishop doing the exact same thing. Bonnell running the ball very effectively in this game. 3 rushes, 31 yards. Now, of course, you'd rather have Isaiah Stanback running the ball probably more than any other quarterback in the country, but this guy Bonnell is not afraid.
There's a give this time to Rankin. Rankin stutter steps. He'll be about a yard short of the first down. As he gets to the 25, it'll be 3rd and short. Justin Moy on the stop for the Bears.
And the key to Lewis Rankin really is get to him early when he's in the backfield. He's not going to make a move on you right after getting the football on a handoff and really get up the field a lot. This is a guy that needs some momentum, get into the line of scrimmage. If he can get that, look out. Now, this Washington team has got to do something offensively, and they know it. Their coaches are on the sideline clapping and trying to pump up their players because eventually this Cal offense is going to figure it out. They have too many good players not to. Washington's got to get a first down here.
Power formation with 2 tight ends here. Rankin the tailback. And they give it to Rankin, and I don't know. I don't think he got there. So I think the Huskies are going to have to give it up here.
I don't think he got it either, and I'll tell you why, because he stopped his feet right before hitting the line of scrimmage. And this is a guy that needs to get a forward lean, and he needs to hit the line of scrimmage running. And you're going to see it in slow motion. Watch his feet stop. Now, right there, both his feet are flat. You don't get first downs like that in short yardage. You have to have a forward lean, and you have to be leaning toward the line of scrimmage. If he hit that hole with more momentum, Washington has a first down.
So once more, Huskies to punt it away, and Deshaun Jackson is going to have to chase this one. Calls a fair catch at the 30-yard line. So the Bears will begin in their own territory once more at the 30-yard line, and their offense, to say the least, has been sluggish. 4:32 remaining. The Huskies continue to lead the ball game by 3. We're coming back.
Every week.
Well, Saturday halftime report. Hey, you know what?
Don't take you up today.
Upset alert, heartbreaker in Lincoln.
Iowa Hawkeyes giving Big Blue all they can handle at the Big House.
Speaking of blue, how about UCLA thinking upset in Notre Dame? We'll have it all. Barry Petros.
I can't wait. I think we ought to go to those guys right now. A lot of stuff happening in college football. And Ty Willingham, you talk about executing a game plan.
Well, he said he wanted to keep Cal's offense off the field so far. Washington, 17 minutes, 1 second with the football. Cal, only 8:27. They're doing it.
Bears start at the 30. Here's a pitch this time to Lynch. Lynch trying to get outside, cannot do it. Once again, defensive pursuit has been the order of the day. Donald Butler was the guy who came over to make that play.
Right now, Cal is just not producing offensively, and they haven't been on the field really long enough to do so. They've had some opportunities, but their quarterback is off, and you have to say it's because of UW. They're playing great defense, and there's bodies flying everywhere out there.
Second down and 6 for the Bears. Quick toss this time to Jackson. Jackson trying to get around and does. Got around Goldson. It was not easy, but a first down. And Jackson a little bit slow to get up here.
Well, Goldson's a physical player. We've been talking about him, a senior out of Narbonne, California, 6'2", 195 pounds. That's a big corner. And he's always working hard, but a lot of people are not going to win that one-on-one matchup with Deshaun Jackson. Now, Deshaun Jackson with a hand very high on Goldson's head. Goldson not giving up. You just see a battle of wills there. Finally, Jackson getting free, and not a big guy, Deshaun Jackson. What a great one-on-one battle, and it was won by Deshaun Jackson. Both guys a little shaken up, both left the field.
Yeah, Jackson's down on one knee on the California sideline. We'll keep you posted. Here's a pitch this time to Hawkins. Hawkins trying to get to the edge, does. First down and more at the 38-yard line. Donald Butler makes the stop, but not before. Hawkins gets there in a hurry, too. I mean, they have a lot of speed on the outside.
Great speed from Robert Jordan, Lavelle Hawkins, and Deshaun Jackson. This time it's Hawkins on the end around. More of a trick play there because they pitched it, and Hawkins attacking that perimeter. Cal attacking the perimeter in this series. First you saw the pitch to Lynch, then the outside hitch to Deshaun Jackson, and now an end around to Lavelle Hawkins, and they call him the Hawk. Can you imagine why?
Yeah, it's better than calling him the Lab, I suppose. Here's a pitch this time to Lynch. Lynch starts inside, cuts it outside. Good job tackling that time by the Dogs, but a pickup of about 6 yards, maybe 7 yards. Tough yards picked up by Marshawn Lynch. Teo Neshim on the stop, and we want to remind you the first down markers brought to you by Overstock.com. Whether you order a big screen TV or a comfy leather chair, it all ships for only $2.95. Shop and save at Overstock.com. Give Lynch 5 on that play. It'll be second down and 5 for the Bears. And this is Lynch again, and this time not much. Might have gotten a yard. I'm not sure he got that much.
Well, Jeff Tedford started out just attacking the perimeter. Now he's gone back inside with Marshawn Lynch, but you don't want to mess with this Cal offense and Tedford for too long, because they will find a weakness and exploit it because they're just too balanced not to find a weakness. They have outside guys, they have inside guys, they're tough inside, they're very athletic on the outside. Longshore has got to find these people, and right now they're taking the game a little bit out of Longshore's hands because he has not performed well in this first half.
Third down and 4, the big play right here for the Bears. They go out of the gun once more. Longshore throws, and it's caught. Tough catch and then dropped. Now let's see how they call this. That could be, they're going to call it incomplete pass. And so it's going to be fourth down. That was going to be a tough catch by Hawkins, surrounded. Let's go to the sideline, Jim Watson. Waddy?
Yeah, Deshaun Jackson over on the sideline getting a lot of attention, as you might expect. Barry got whacked in the mouth. He came over, he was spitting up blood. It looks like his bottom lip maybe split. They pulled his mouthpiece out. Let's just say I'm going to skip lunch. They're trying to get him back in the game right now, but Petros, you would love this. It's real football down here. There's a lot of blood.
Long field goal try, 50 yards, but with the wind to try to tie this game. Tom Schneider, not a good snap. Schneider has it on its way. Does it have the distance? No. So a 50-yard attempt coming up a little bit short. And it was not a very good snap. The holder had to reach down and get it up off the ground. And And so again, the Huskies dodge a bullet.
And for great reason, there's celebration on the Husky sideline. This is a team that did not play up to their potential last week. They lost their leader and their quarterback in Isaiah Stanback. Now you see this team rallying around the new quarterback and really playing very well here at a tough place to play versus a very, very talented football team. The Huskies just look great, but they have to start developing something offensively, because I guarantee you Cal will start getting it going in the second half offensively.
There's a give this time to Rankin. Rankin tries the left side, spins off one man, stays on his feet, and is surrounded and down, but a pickup of 6 on first down. Zach Follett on the tackle for the Bears, and a hurry-up offense now for the Huskies. They'll go without a huddle. 1 minute, 14 seconds remaining in the first half. Out of the gun once more. Second down and 4. Bonnell straight back. Blitz comes. Bonnell steps up, throws, caught. Catch made by Ellis. First down at midfield. Great job by Bonnell. Pickup of 13.
And that's what the Huskies have to do. They have to get the ball to Ellis. They really have to get the ball to their leading wide receiver, Sonny Shackelford. They got to start going downfield.
And again, they go without a huddle. Bonnell goes downfield, got a man. Russo wide open, makes the catch. Touchdown, Washington.
Sidquan Thompson, the young corner, redshirt freshman, getting beat, but there is a flag down on the field, and the officials are motioning everybody back. Wow, what a pick-me-up that would have been for the Huskies going into halftime with a touchdown. Bonnell throwing it to the right side this time, not to the side where Damian Hughes was, picking on the freshman, and it worked out. But let's see what the penalty is.
Appears to be against Washington. They're coming back. Officials huddling at the 30-yard line. Now I'll find out. No flag.
Play. The Cal player got off the field.
Touchdown.
Play. Touchdown is good.
How about that? That's a huge play.
And it's out of the hurry-up. You don't often see new quarterbacks with a lot of success in the hurry-up, and it's number 5 on number 5. And the Husky 5, Anthony Russo, wins that. 185-pound junior out of Lakewood, Washington. Second leading receiver on the team and having a good year. That might have been the biggest play of the year for him so far.
No question. Try for point is up, and it is good. And with 47 ticks remaining to be played here in the first half, the Huskies lead the Bears 10-0.
Things that make you go,
49-yard play officially on the pass from Bonnell to Russo. A couple of big plays in successive weeks for Russo. He had a 56-yard catch for a score against Oregon State last week. None bigger than this one, though.
You just have to wonder, where's the Cal offense? Washington's offense finally waking up, getting the ball downfield, doing a great job. Cal's offense, nowhere to be found.
They're not going to give O'Keefe a chance on this kickoff, but they are going to leave the Bears some time. 41 seconds at the 42-yard line. Kyle Kirst was the guy who received the kick for Cal. And let's see how the Bears play this.
Well, Sidquan Thompson waving for some safety help and looking over and wondering where his safety is, but really just letting Anthony Russo run right by him. Now, there might have been some kind of miscommunication between Sidquan and his safeties, but wow, I mean, just a bad breakdown in the 2-minute offense by the Cal defense, and Washington really taking advantage, and you see the excitement of Carl Bonnell back on top here going into the tunnel.
Bears not in any hurry here. They let a lot of time tick off. There's Jackson with a catch. Jackson at the 31-yard line. He didn't get out of bounds. Well, we're going to say he did. 19 seconds remaining. And the clock will keep ticking as soon as they get the chain set. Bears right over the ball, ready to go. Longshore again. Steps up, throws to the sideline. Jordan makes the catch, steps out of bounds to 28 with 11 seconds left.
And now you're starting to see a little bit of a sense of urgency with only 11 seconds left in the half from Nate Longshore. These are the pinpoint passes that we've seen all year from the young quarterback. And finally, he's starting to look the part, maybe a little too late. Hopefully for the Bears, they're going to get a field goal here, feeling a little bit better going into the tunnel, because they didn't have a lot to look forward to. They were going to get yelled at pretty good. They got to get that offense going a little bit because this is a good offense, and we just haven't seen it.
Well, they got a couple of shots at the end zone here if they can take it, or 2 shots to get to the end zone without throwing the ball into the end zone. Longshore straight back. Now he throws over the middle. He's got a man. Hawkins at the 4-yard line. 5 seconds remaining. They got to get a timeout called, and they do. Now they got 5 seconds. You might have a shot at the end zone here.
Well, what do you do in 5 seconds? I mean, you can take 1 shot at the end zone, but you're not really sure whether or not you're going to have time to get your field goal unit onto the football field. I mean, you can call a timeout or it's an incomplete pass and the clock stops, but does your shot at the end zone take 5 seconds?
I think you can do it in 5 seconds. And I think, well, what do I know? I think that's what Jeff Tedford will do. I think he'll take a shot at the end zone here. Well, where has it all been for 29 minutes and 10 seconds?
Well, it's funny. Sometimes that tempo and that sense of urgency where we got to get a score, this is our last chance before we get yelled at halftime, really does change players, and it definitely seems to have changed Longshore in this football game. 2 beautiful throws, getting the ball downfield to Jackson and then to Hawkins.
Now the Bears still have another timeout to use here. In fact, they have 2 timeouts, but so I think it's a virtual certainty that they will take a shot at the end zone here. And of course, I would be wrong.
They got their kicking unit on the football field.
So Tom Schneider is going to kick it. I told you.
Virtual certainty.
Yeah. Well, I used the
sounded
word.
good.
I said virtual. That's interesting. Jeff Tedford has all those things figured out. We talked to him yesterday, and he's got all these little laminated cards that say, here's what you do with this amount of time remaining.
He knows how long everything takes.
Let's go back to our Aflac trivia question. See if we can answer this one.
Pop Warner.
Pop Warner was the guy. I think Marv Levy. Who were the starting quarterback and head coach when Cal won its last outright conference title in 1958? Joe Kapp was the quarterback.
I knew that.
And the coach, Pete Elliott. All right.
Marv Levy coached at Cal?
Yes.
Shows you what I know.
Jeff Tedford is another ex-quarterback. Played a little bit at Fresno State and then went on, played the Canadian Football League.
Look at that hair.
Look at those numbers.
He was a good quarterback and a tough guy, because not a big guy is Tedford, but you can tell he's still got a lot of strength in that body, and he was a tough quarterback at Fresno State. They don't have non-tough players come out of Fresno.
No,
all those guys are tough.
You're right. They put a number of quarterbacks into the professional ranks. 22-yard field goal try here by Schneider with 5 seconds left. Now we're going to get another timeout call. And this one's going to be called by Washington.
That's the second one in a row called by the Huskies. They're really trying to ice the Cal kicker.
Well, it's interesting. Well, tomorrow, be there live. What am I going to say here? First show that breaks down the new BCS standings. The official BCS rating show exclusively on FSN. You can find out who's moving up, who's moving out, who's moving on toward a berth in the BCS bowl game. The official BCS rating show presented by KFC tomorrow, 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific, only on FSN with my partner.
Marginal talent on that show. I'll be in Colorado tomorrow morning.
Are those guys heavy? You carry them, right?
No. They carry me. But it's fun. You know, we get the rankings first. We talk about it. Very interesting stuff. A lot of math.
Yeah, I'm not good at that.
I didn't get into this for math.
So Schneider, a 22-yard field goal, trying to put the Bears on the board with 5 seconds remaining. And he drives it, and it is good. And so the Bears get 3, and there's still 2 ticks left. It'd be interesting to talk to Jeff Tedford if there was any thought at all, which I suspect there was not, of going for it. So here are the BCS standings. They're brought to you by KFC's Chicken Bowls. I'm not touching it. Ohio State beat Indiana today. USC did not play today. Michigan is leading Iowa, but Iowa is giving Michigan a battle Auburn is ahead of Tulane. They're number 4. West Virginia, they beat Connecticut last night. Florida's got a bye this week. Louisville remained undefeated. How about Notre Dame? No, they are losing to UCLA. Texas got by Nebraska today. They'll probably move up. And California right now, of course, losing to the Huskies of Washington.
And I think it's all going to come down to which one-loss team, if any, is going to get voted ahead of an undefeated team from the Big East. It's going to be really interesting to see how the voters go with it and how it ends up with the computers. A lot of football yet to be played, but you got to figure one of the best one-loss teams in the country is either going to be this Cal team, USC, Ohio State, or Michigan. A lot of good football teams there.
So Longshore able to do in the last 50 seconds what he was unable to do for the remainder of this first half. Took 45 seconds to go 54 yards. He was 3 of 3 during that sequence. Prior to that, the California offense had been absolutely dead in the water. 2 seconds remaining, and they will dribble this one down. It takes a big hop, and Lewis will handle it at the 11-yard line. And will be knocked out of bounds at about 27, and that's the way the first half will come to an end. So the Bears get on the board, but not in nearly as dramatic a fashion as the Washington Huskies got on with that 49-yard touchdown pass from Bonnell to Russo, the only touchdown of the first half, something I never thought I would say in a California football game, particularly here at Memorial Stadium in Berkeley. So the Bears trailing the Huskies 10-3. Ty Willingham has to be very happy with his team, and right now, let's go to Jimmy Watson down on the field. Waddy?
Tyron, I talked to you right before kickoff. You told me Carl Bonnell was ready to go. He certainly looked comfortable.
Well, I was pleased with the start that Carl gave us. He seemed to be pretty flawless in most of the things that he did in terms of executing our system, and he should get stronger from that point, as I think you can see with his throw at the end of the half.
Let's talk about the defense. Fantastic first half. Nobody has been able to slow California down. How did you do it?
Well, I think it's more California than anything else. I think what we've got to be ready for is the awakening, as I call it. We got to go in at the halftime, and we've got to come back out. We got to get some juice, and we got to get some energy, because they're going to bring some energy. And if we can continue to play smart, okay, and not have any of our kind of nicks and bumps and bruises affect us in terms of our personnel, then we got a chance to be in good shape.
As always, thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
All right, Tyrone Willingham, he's ready to go. Barry, he's warning us about the awakening.
The second half, 10-3 ball game. Washington leading the 10th-ranked California Golden Bears. Barry Tompkins, that guy right there is Petros Papadakis. Jimmy Watson's down there roaming the sidelines, and they talked about the awakening. Ty Willingham talked about the awakening of the California Bears. 60,000 people here at Memorial Stadium are saying, will there be an awakening?
I thought Kate Chopin wrote The Awakening. It's a good book, but yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen with Washington. They've played great on defense. We expected a physical and hard-hitting football game, but Washington has come out and really stifled this entire Cal offense, and they have not moved the ball well, just not until that very last drive when Nate Longshore had a couple long completions, got him the field goal. You see Cal's not running the ball well. They're not throwing the ball well. They haven't turned it over. Washington's turned it over twice, but the Huskies still have the lead in this football game, and they are playing very, very well, especially considering that they have a brand new quarterback in Carl Bonnell out there doing a great job leading this football team despite the 2 interceptions. But you can't hold Cal down for that long, Barry. I just don't think you can.
California going to kick it away to start the second half to the Washington Huskies. And an important first series, I think. High end-over-end kick, and they're going to come out with this one. And Lewis is going to get it out to about the 17-yard line, so probably an ill-advised kick return. Carl Bonnell in the first half was as good as I'm sure anyone could have expected. There's been a lot of noise about maybe taking a look at the freshman and bringing him off his redshirt season, that being Jackie Locker, but that is not going to happen if Carl Bonnell continues to play the way he has. Bonnell outplaying Nate Longshore in that half. Here's a give to Rankin on first down. Remember, James went out with a bad ankle, so the running task will be taken over, I would expect, entirely by Louis Rankin. And here's what we were talking about. Bonnell, 8 of 11, 139 yards. Longshore, 8 of 16, 86 yards, and 54 of them came in the last 50 seconds of the half. Second down and 9. Bonnell out of the gun. 5-man rush. Quick toss over the head of Russo. Had to throw that ball a little bit quickly. Warrell Williams might have gotten a hand on it.
And obviously, Cal can make a great defensive statement here by forcing Washington to go 3 and out and getting that offense back on the field after I'm sure they got a real tongue lashing from the coaching staff at halftime. This is a very big third down for both teams.
Third down and 9. Huskies 3 of 7 in third down conversion. Bonnell, 4-man rush over the middle. Kunston makes the catch, and he'll be close to the first down. Curtin, I beg your pardon, made the catch, and not sure if he's going to get enough for the first down. It's going to be close. Mickey Pimentel made the stop. Going to be very close, close enough to measure. He might be a little short.
That's a tight end route that has worked for Washington with Robert Lewis and now to Johnny Curtin just sneaking the tight end over the middle after really clearing out that area. And Bonnella's completed it well. Johnny Curtin, again, just a sophomore, but a big sophomore, 6'3", 280 pounds. And once he gets going forward, it's hard.
And it's going to be just that short. And it'll be fourth down, and the Huskies will have to punt. So the Bears manage a 3 and out. It was close. Sean Douglas to do the punting. Deshaun Jackson, who is a game breaker, standing back at about the 37-yard line for California.
And this is a tough situation right now for Washington. You don't want to give Deshaun Jackson the ball. There's wind blowing. That ball's going to be unpredictable. They better get their coverage down the field.
High snap. Douglas pulls it down. It's a line drive. This is returnable, but Jackson lets it bounce, and it will bounce backward and be down by Lewis at about the 37-yard line. That was a line drive kick. It was a little deeper. It could have been real trouble for Washington. 10-3 Huskies. Bears will have it for the first time in the second half. The new value Frontier. And brought to you in part by Acura. Advance. By Best Buy. More than just HD. It's HD done right at Best Buy. And today's first down line is brought to you by Overstock.com, where you'll find thousands of brand name products at savings up to 70%. Every day of the week, Overstock.com. Well, the Bears with their first possession of the second half. 2 tight ends are going to go unbalanced here. Longshore, give it to Lynch. Look out. 40, 45, midfield, down to the 47-yard line. Mesfin Forrester made what might have been a saving tackle for the Washington Huskies, a pickup of 16.
And it seems like midway through the second quarter, Cal started to find some room on the perimeter versus this Washington defense. That time, just a very simple stretch play. Marshawn Lynch knows what to do when he sees open areas, gets there in a hurry, and takes the ball upfield. That's what makes him so good. And, you know, no one uses their hands better than Marshawn Lynch when there's tacklers around. Great straight armor as Marshawn Lynch really gives a lot of people the old Heisman.
This time he splits to the far side. Longshore, straight back, pump fake, and a throw for Lynch. He's got him at the 25-yard line. First down, Bears at the 20. Forrester again defensive, but Longshore getting in gear now.
Yeah, he really is. He started out the game just 2 of 9 for 23 yards. With that pass now, he's 7 of 8 and looking very strong. A pump fake, and that was to Lynch all the way. Lynch with the stop route, and then just turning and taking it downfield. You can see him. Very nice play. You don't expect that kind of thing from a running back very often, but Marshawn Lynch just one of those players that can do it all, and a nice play from Cal. They're marching down the field right now. Look out.
First down, just short of the 20-yard line. Jordan comes in motion. And they give it to Lynch again. Lynch gets by the first wave and is stopped as he gets close to 15-yard line. They'll give him progress to about the 16. It'll be a gain of 5. Mateo Neshim with help from Chris Hemphill on the tackle. We go to the sidelines, and Jimmy Watson. Waddy?
All Marshawn, all the time. You know, he draws a lot of attention to himself on the field, but he avoids the spotlight off of the field. Last year, he won the MVP trophy at the Vegas Bowl, and the Cal media guys had to beg him to come out and talk to reporters. Last year, a national magazine came to Berkeley to do a feature on him, and Lynch panicked. So he called his cousin, the wide receiver, Robert Jordan, to sub for him. Jordan had to sit right there while Lynch was hiding underneath his hood and tell the reporter all about his cousin. Pretty refreshing, Barry, considering you got that human jukebox sitting next to you.
And you know the other thing that's interesting, Waddy, along those lines, I'll tell you right afterwards. Here's Lynch going to throw. Now he decides not to, pulls it down, stays on his feet. Now he's coming back the other way. Look out. He could get there. He's at the 10, cuts it back at the 5, drives toward the end zone, stopped at the 1-yard line. What a play.
What an amazing play by Marshawn Lynch. You might say that he should have kept going, but he doesn't have great confidence. The guy is working on 2 bad ankles, and he's a little slow to get up, but he looks okay, taking it all the way across the field. About a 60-yard run. I'm not sure how far he got. And originally he was going to try to throw the football, but now you're starting to see Marshawn Lynch with that confidence, stepping through the defense and just doing a fantastic job. This guy's just too hard to tackle. People seem to slip off him, and he's elusive. He's the whole package, Barry.
You know, and the other thing, Waddy, what you were saying, he never takes his helmet off. He wants to be incognito at all times. Jeff Tedford told us you'll never see him without his helmet. Here's Forsett. He's going to be stopped short. Lynch now 10 carries, 86 yards.
Not bad for a guy with 2 bad wheels that was maybe not even going to play in this football game. And Barry, we saw him run out the tunnel right when the game began, and he had a hitch in his giddy-up. I mean, he did not look very strong, and he was testing that ankle, and he was moving very gingerly around. But now as the game has gone on, and we see him here in this 3rd quarter, great confidence, stepping through that defense like Godzilla, stepping through Tokyo, just knocking people over.
2nd down now and goal. Forsett again, touchdown. Well, that was a no-nonsense drive by the Bears. Great block up front by Andrew Cameron. And Forsett just stepped into the end zone.
They just did a great job attacking the perimeter, getting the ball to their best playmaker in Marshawn Lynch. And, you know, I like this back, Justin Forsett. He's going to attack the line of scrimmage every time he gets the football. Now, he hasn't had great production today, but that time filling in for a very tired Marshawn Lynch. He ran all the way across the field and scored a touchdown.
Try for pointers up and good, and just like that, we're tied at 10. 10 minutes, 31 seconds, and that wake-up call that California has been waiting for apparently has come. We're tied.
I'd like a personal checking account. Well, I'm all ears. What's your name?
31 remaining. Excellent drive. Here's a look at the Dodge scoring drive. 7 plays, 62 yards. It took only 3 minutes. And along the line, Marshawn Lynch, 3 rushes for 38 yards. Forsett takes it in for the touchdown, and it's a 10-10 ball game. Very effective drive. So the Bears will be kicking to Wood. And I doubt this will be returned. It was really driven about 8 yards deep in the end zone. Take another look at that run by Marshawn Lynch. He makes people miss, doesn't he?
Well, they're going to try to have him throw the football. He comes out there to throw it, and you see there's 5 or 6 Washington Huskies in the area, and none of them can get to him. He's putting moves on everybody, and here he is, and you're going to see 2 Huskies there, 3, 4, 5 Huskies in the area, and it takes that many to pull him down, and the 6th guy shows up and makes the tackle.
That's right.
Every single Washington defender had a shot at Marshawn Lynch at that play, and he only got stopped on the 1, and look at those beautiful teeth. You know, Barry, I own a grip.
You told me that. I know.
Bought one for everybody that worked on my radio show.
Do they wear them?
Well, I wore mine once. It kind of hurts. Diamonds, though, in there. Beautiful. I got the tops. One guy got a bottom.
You are the king of style. Brandon Mebane makes the stop on Lewis Rankin that time before he can get started. And it'll be 2nd down and 10.
This is a statement drive now for Washington. We saw them versus USC, and I guess last week versus Oregon State, everybody's calling an anomaly. We saw this team show up great in the Coliseum versus USC, and they played hard, and every time USC scored, they came back and answered with a touchdown, but that was when with Isaiah Stanback at quarterback. Here's Carl Bonnell's chance.
And Kenny James part of the time at running back. Rankin has struggled. Here's a flea flicker. Bonnell looking for Shackelford. Got him, makes the catch at the 40, 35-yard line. What a throw by Bonnell.
Beautiful throw, and he led his best receiver, Sonny Shackelford. The biggest deal on that play, Sonny Shackelford versus Damian Hughes. Bonnell not afraid to throw the ball versus Damian Hughes. 46 yards down the football field. Rankin turning, and believe me, it's hard to take that extra step when you're the running back trying to flip it back on the flea flicker. He does so, gets the ball to Bonnell, and Bonnell not hesitating, throwing a beautiful ball. They said he was an accurate passer. Hughes was there, but beautiful throw and a great catch by Sonny Shackelford. What a play by the Huskies offense to answer.
Robert Peel was right in the face of Bonnell. Here's a drop play with Rankin, nothing doing. Rankin has just not been able to do much business. So really, the Huskies are making do with almost a total absence of a running game. Let's go to the sidelines. Jim Watson, buddy.
Barry, I was standing in the end zone right behind Carl Bonnell when he threw that ball. He never saw it. Desmond Bishop left his feet and drilled Bonnell. He came up last, looked over the sideline, and had to ask 3 or 4 guys, what happened?
That's that look right there that Waddy was talking about. Second down and 10. Ball just inside the 35-yard line of California. Play fake. Bonnell going to throw. Got a man open again. Couldn't get it to him. Right idea, wrong execution. Johnny Curtin, the intended receiver. That was going to go big.
I think anybody else other than Johnny Curtin playing offense and handling the ball for Washington could have made that catch, but Curtin just so big, had a hard time closing on that football. Bonnell just led him a little bit too much, but a nice play call with the back screen to the tight end.
Curtin at 6'3" and 280.
Got to hit those guys right in the numbers.
And you know what? He was a tailback. So now it's 3rd and 10.
Natron Means weighed 280. Remember
That's
him?
right, I do. Northwest Louisiana. One of those directional schools. Straight back goes Bonnell. He's got time. He throws. Intercepted. Picked off this time by Peel. Peel gets back to the 20. Slips a man and goes down at the 22-yard line. 3rd interception that time. Thrown by Bonnell. Anthony Russo made the tackle. Threw that one a little bit tall.
Well, after the beautiful throw to Sonny Shackelford, we're seeing a guy who's just not that consistent yet because he hasn't played a lot. Bonnell feeling confident and really slinging that one downfield, trying to get his guy Cody Ellis, but right into the arms. Easy pick for Robert Peel, who takes it back for the Bears. And you know what? You could say it's Carl Bonnell making bad throws, but also this is a Cal defense that's great at forcing turnovers, and that's what makes them the best defense in the Pac-10, and they give that offense another opportunity. Guess who's in the game? Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch, he's the lone setback here. This time Jackson to the short side of the field, and a give to Lynch again on that spread play. Lynch almost popped it. He came just a shoelace away from breaking that one.
And the thing about Marshawn Lynch is, do you remember Deshaun Foster running the ball for UCLA and now running the ball for the Carolina Panthers? I mean, he's a guy that just has a weird way of breaking tackles. And here you see him slow getting up on one knee. Both those ankles are sore.
California, of course, will have a bye week next week, and they will be in desperate need of that as they've got a lot of sore bodies on both sides of the ball.
And you just see Marshawn Lynch, and we talked about him just stepping through defenders, and that's what he does. Guys just seem to slide off him. It's almost like he's laminated. And that time, his left ankle, which is also hurt, looks like it's being held on to.
He gets up a little slowly. Take a look at the most career rush yards in Cal history, brought to you by the United States Postal Service. Remember Russell White, top recruit. Joe Igber out of Nigeria, and into your heart, Chuck Muncie, the originator of the Cat 8-mile alarm clock.
Isn't John Paul Jones, wasn't he like the drummer for Led Zeppelin?
I think, wasn't he also a ship captain, no?
It's Davy Jones.
Don't know that. No, that's his locker. California, so you were talking about turnover ratio, and Cal was +8 coming into this game. 3 picks now.
And And that's just the mark of a Jeff Tedford football team, a guy that's changed the entire culture of this football program. He's changed everybody's attitude. He's changed everybody in this entire area, the way they look at Cal football. They're efficient on offense, and they force turnovers on defense. That's how you win.
Hawkins now goes to far side. Blitz comes, and a quick toss to Jackson, and he couldn't hang on. And Jackson could have gone a mile that time had he been able to break the first tackle of Jason Wells, but started thinking about where he was going before he thought about catching.
And that's the kind of thing where everybody in the whole stadium gasps. They see that ball and they see the space, and feel like I can take it to the house.
And coming with a blitz from that side, too. First down marker brought to you by Overstock.com with live customer service and online best price guarantee. Shopping online has never been easier. Overstock.com.
And this Cal offense really has players like Lynch and Jackson where people are scared to go get a hot dog. You know, they're scared to leave during the game because something explosive can happen on any play.
Long short drop, throws. The catch is made this time by Hawkins and lost the football. Picked up, though, by the tight end, Stevens, and Stevens advances it to the 40-yard line. Well, a fortuitous break for the Bears.
Craig Stevens, 6'5", 254 pounds, really bailing out Lavelle Hawkins. Nice throw by Nate Longshore. And Stevens, they say they're scared to take this guy off the field. He's a great blocker and an all-around tight end. And he's from my favorite place in the world, San Pedro, California. God bless him.
Went to your old high school.
Peninsula High, the Mighty Panthers. And he is a solid football player for the Bears. 25 yards on that play for the Cal offense, but a little bit of luck there.
Yeah, Donald Butler actually got the ball out of the hands of Hawkins, and Stevens was right there. So the Bears have it at the 40-yard line. Long short deep drop this time. Has to step up, hit as he throws, flag down. Looking for Jackson, makes the catch, and then can hang on. And I think they're going to get Andrew Cameron on a hold way back at the line of scrimmage. Grayson Gunheim was coming, and Cameron just grabbed hold of it.
Now you're starting to see, though, the excitement of this Cal offense. The holding penalty is going to set him back, and maybe set him back on this entire drive. And this is still a tie game, and Bonnell does not look afraid to take it to that Cal defense.
Face mask, offense. Number 75, 15-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Well, that's going to hurt him, but you're starting to see Cal really just starting to gash the Washington defense and ripping them, getting the ball down the field to their stars. A little bit of luck there, and now some bad luck for Cal because of the face mask with Cameron, but they have a lot of playmakers.
Yeah, they do. They do. Two tight ends, two wideouts now for the Bears. Hawkins comes to the near side. They go out of the gun. Four-man rush. Long short. Has to pull it down. Now he throws, and it's incomplete. In and out of the hands of Liddell Hawkins. Very catchable ball.
This Cal offense has 2 downs to go 25 yards. This is not a characteristic play for the Berkeley Bears offense because Nate Longshore is a pinpoint passer. They have a lot of good receivers with good hands, but they've had some trouble a little bit with drops this year. We saw one from Jackson on this drive, that time to Lavelle Hawkins. He drops a football, and they got to be more efficient because they are in, pardon the pun, but in a dogfight right now with the Huskies.
Right. Absolutely. Tie game, and they're looking at a second down and 25. They bring Storer to the near side. Long short, straight back. Now he has to step up. Throws over the middle. Diving catch by Stevens. Great grab. Well, you just talked about it.
We just talked about Craig Stevens and what a special tight end he is. And Cal really missed him on the first kick of the Tennessee game, and that one loss that Cal has. Craig Stevens, who they say is their toughest and strongest player, was knocked out on the kickoff. And it took him a little while to get back, but now he looks like he's back in his midseason form, diving and making plays, but they also need him on the line of scrimmage. Just a great blocker. I was a little disappointed, though, to hear that he joined a fraternity, Barry.
I know you said that.
I just like the guys to stay on the football team. He joined a frat. You know, he's from my high school. Why does he hang out with the frat guys in a collared shirt? Hang out with the guys in the squad.
3rd and 3, Forsette's not going to get there. And now it's going to be 4th down at the 32. They have a kicker that does have plenty of leg, although they have given no indication that they are going to kick it. Now they do. They will bring on the field goal team. Kicking with the wind, Scott White turned Forsett back that time. And Schneider will come on to try a field goal.
Nate Longshore was trying to wave off the kicker like he's a pitcher or something. Yeah. But the kicker didn't stop coming.
You're not going to shake off Jeff Tedford. It's a long one. It's going to be a 50-yarder. And again, remember, the wind is kind of blowing across the field, actually. Not really at the back of Schneider, but he will get some help. Schneider hits this one pretty good. If it's accurate, it's good. It is. 50-yard field goal to give California the lead.
And even though Washington's playing tough defense, without the face mask penalty, you had to figure that Cal was going in to score a touchdown. Their offense has got it going now.
Schneider with a lot of leg gives the Bears a lead for the first time, 13-10. We're coming back.
At your Dodge dealer, it's all about the
quarter. The Dodge scoring drive, 8 plays, 46 yards, took 3 minutes and 27 seconds, and a 50-yard field goal. The Bears now 13 unanswered points and starting to get on a roll.
You just weren't going to be able to stifle them all day offensively. They have too many guys.
High end of a run kick, and that's going to be driven to the back of the end zone. There'll be no return by Wood. We want to remind you our college football Saturday doubleheader continues after our game when the Colorado Buffaloes take on the 22nd ranked Oklahoma Sooners. Coverage of Big 12 football presented by Kyocera begins after our game right here on FSN. How about the Buffs? They got off the schneid last week.
Well, you know, I've been spending some time in Colorado pretty much every weekend out there, and the people are excited they finally got that first win. And I think you share my opinion of Dan Hawkins, what a fine coach he is. And I think he'll have them going. He said, you know, if we're going to celebrate one win like we won the national title, then I don't want to coach here. I think he's got the right attitude.
No, he does. I think they'll play Oklahoma tough today. Rankin tripped up on a great play that time by Zach Fowler. And the running game of the Huskies non-existent. Of course, that has something to do with California as well.
Well, Zach Follett, just one of the best edge players, and he can run through people and buy them. Very fast player, bringing back the neck roll in the 2006s. Doing a great job there getting to the legs of Lewis Rankin.
Rankin, 14 carries, 17 yards. That's not going to get it done.
That's tough to look at on Sunday.
Second down, 15. Play fake this time. Bonnell rolling to his left. Now he throws across his body, and it's intercepted. Great pick that time by that same guy who made the play on the running play a moment ago, Zach Fowler. Fourth interception for the Bears.
Well, Desmond Bishop was closing so hard on Bonnell, he had to get rid of that football. He knew it, because if Bishop hit him, he was going to fumble that football. Bishop, one of the most physical players, probably the best linebacker performing right now in the Pac-10. And Bonnell lets it go and gets the ball to Zach Follett with a beautiful interception, bringing back that neck roll. But that doesn't mean he's not athletic. Wow, what a nice play, and getting both knees and both feet inbounds for that Cal defense. They're starting to run their game, Barry. They're taking the ball away, and offensively, here they come again.
Tough pass to throw across your body. Pitch this time to Lynch, and Lynch is stopped as he gets to the 35-yard line. Picked up 2, but I tell you, every time he touches it, you can feel the crowd rise.
Everybody just gets a little freaked out, and you know, as a back, it's kind of strange, you know, when you get the football and you hear the whole crowd gasp because they can see the hole along with you. You see that beautiful pick by Zach Follett, just doing a great job, and a nice slow motion celebration by one of the Cal assistant coaches. Looked like Kirk Gibson after he hit that home run. Washington 4 turnovers in this game, and Cal not making mistakes. Can't win like that, especially on the road in the Pac-10.
2nd and 8 now for the Bears. Longshore, give it to Lynch again. Lynch right up the gut. Gets to the 25, bounces off a man, stopped at the 23. First down, Bears. Let's go to the sidelines of Jim Watson. What do you got?
Yeah, I just want to pay off Zach Follett. You know, they have so many talented linebackers here in Berkeley, but here's a guy who's finding a way to stand out still. He was a freshman All-American last season. Another big year. The last 4 games coming in today, 25 tackles. We saw him against Arizona State, and he was great that day, you guys. 10 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. Just another reason why this Cal defense, in my opinion, is the best defense in the Pac-10 right now.
I don't think you'll find too many people who argue that case. First down at the 23-yard line. This time it's Forsett. Forsett right up the gut down to the 13-yard line. A pickup of 9. Starting to get it done up front now, too.
Well, after a while, that big offensive line of Cal with great depth and great unity, and they've had that for a few years now under Jeff Tedford, just starting to move people, and these backs, they know what to do. Lynch and Forsett, when they see that hole, you can see their legs just come to life, and they take it down the field, and the crowd gets behind them. Marshawn Lynch now 13 carries for 105 yards, and he's back in the football game.
And he's tied the California record for most 100-yard games. Here's Lynch again, and he doesn't get much, but he might get enough for the first down. It'll depend on the spot. Could be a little short.
And I'll tell you what, there is nothing like that feeling when you get in the huddle and you guys are moving the football and the offensive line is breathing hard and you're moving the football down the field by running the football and you're the back carrying the mail, and nobody is quite carrying the mail like Marshawn Lynch in the Pac-10 over the last few years. This guy has simply been phenomenal, just a great back, and is always playing hurt because he gets banged up because he plays so much and he carries the ball so much he gets hit hard.
And runs hard. Here's a give to the fullback Store, and he's stacked up, but this again will depend on the spot. Store doesn't get a lot of carries. When he does, it's generally in a situation like this or on the goal line.
That is Byron Store's 6th carry of the year. Before that, he had 5 carries for 16 yards. It sounds like my stats from like an entire year.
But you had 5 carries, 4 touchdowns.
Store's not afraid, though. You see him make that dive.
This is going to be short. But this time I wouldn't be surprised, although every time I've tried to guess with Jeff Tedford, I've been wrong. I suspect they may go here.
And if you're Tedford, you gotta want to go for this because you're trying to make a statement and take over this football game by running the ball. You've had success taking it out of Longshore's hands almost, even though he's gotten more solid as the game went on, and running the football, and Cal is going to go for it. They got their jumbo package in the game, and they're going to try to make a statement here and run the football. This is a big play for both teams because Washington is trying to be stout inside the 20 and play tough defense. The last 2 plays, they've really tightened up against the run, and Cal wants to simply run over.
4th down, they got about a half a yard to go. Lynch is the tailback. They give it to Lynch, and I don't think he's going to get it. Washington was right there to turn him backward, and the Huskies have held. Jordan Reffett was right in Lynch's face and did not give him a chance to get started, and the Huskies will take over.
And what a great stand by the Washington defense. This is not a team that will quit. Cal's trying to run them over. They said, no way, you're not going to run us over. Not in this game. We're going to give our offense another opportunity. After the turnover, Reffett with his 2nd tackle for loss on the season, just wrapping those big arms around Marshawn Lynch. And I'll tell you what, when one of those defensive linemen gets a hold of you that far into the backfield, you're not going that much further. I don't care if you're Marshawn Lynch or Barry Sanders or anybody else. It's hard to get away from those guys when they get a handoff.
So Bonnell with another chance. Remember, his team trails by only 3 points. And it gave us to Rankin, and Rankin this time gets a little room. Rankin at the 25, trying to get to the outside. He does it to 30, out of bounds the 35-yard line. Best run of the day by far by Lewis Rankin.
And he hasn't had great numbers on the day, but again, we're talking about Lewis Rankin. He's had some big 100-yard games this football season. He's used to being in the open field. The key to Lewis Rankin, we were talking about it in the first half, is getting some momentum. And you see there, he gets his legs going, gets some momentum, and finds a way to get to the outside. And the longer he runs, the faster he gets.
Got 15 on that one, and the first down at the 35-yard line. Remember, this is only a 3-point game. 14 seconds remaining here in the 3rd period. And I think this is going to go against Washington. It looked like Michael Gottlieb, for the 2nd time, came out of his stance a little early. Well, now the Huskies saying that it's against Nu'utufizi of California. We'll see. And it is. So Gottlieb was drawn out of his stance.
And Nu'utufizi's a guy that brings a lot of energy off the edge for Cal. Cal's really starting to try to get the edge. You see Follett creeping up, Tufizi creeping up. They were really going to attack the edges on that play, and Washington's lucky but they were able to get 5 yards out of that. Cal starting to bring people.
Short of the 40-yard line, now 1st and 5. Bonnell straight back. Screen for Ellis, and Desmond Bishop will have none of it. Lost a yard. Desmond Bishop plays that screen about as well as I've seen a college linebacker play.
Read it beautifully, crept in behind the blockers, and made the play. Juan Garcia just ran right by the center who was out there to block the screen, but Desi Bishop sniffed it out. He's a good backer.
And that's the last play of the 3rd quarter. Look at the scoreboard. Shows the Cal Bears 13. Huskies hanging in there 10.
And you take that field today.
The final period. 13-10. The Bears lead the stubborn Washington Huskies, who have almost as much offensive output as the Bears do. Bonnell out of the gun. Now he's got to roll out of there. And he's got some room if he wants to run, and he does. 35-40, 45, first down.
He's fast.
Yeah, he gets out of there.
He gets out of there good, but 4 interceptions on the day for Carl Bonnell is not going to get it done. And that's only because of his inexperience. I think the kid has shown poise. I think he's done a good job. He hasn't had happy feet. He's run when he's had to, but just a few bad throws, and he's put his team kind of behind the 8 ball here in the second half, but still only a 3-point game. And he's still out there playing, doing a great job.
Well, and his team very much in it, just short of midfield with a first down. Just underway, final quarter. Russo this time to the near side, Shackelford to the far side. Give us to Rankin again, and Rankin bounces it outside, now cuts it back, takes it to the outside, he's got room, he's got one man to beat at the 25, cuts it inside, gets around Hughes, and has finally corralled it down inside the 10-yard line at the 6-yard line. Did I say they didn't have a running game?
They got a running game with that run. Lewis Rankin coming to life on this possession for the Huskies. I told you, this is a guy that can have 100 yards game. He's a guy that can get it going down the field. He just needs a little momentum. And you see him stops his feet, but only very quickly finds a hole and really starts expressing himself into the teeth of that Cal defense. And look at the confidence he's running with. Takes a few Bears to take him down. What a nice run. Almost as good as the Marshawn Lynch run in the last possession. Beautiful run by Lewis Rankin.
Big time run, 42 yards. First down and goal at the 7-yard line. Trips left. Here comes a blitz. Bonnell on a quarterback sneak. He's going to take it in. Washington touchdown. Just a little quarterback draw.
7 yards. And Carl Bonnell bringing his team back with a great run by Lewis Rankin and another nice run by Carl Bonnell. This Washington team, I tell you what, the best way to describe them is they are not afraid. They're not afraid to go play places. They're not afraid who they're playing in the Pac-10. Very nice move. This Bonnell's got great feet and escapability. What a great drive.
Huskies have taken the lead. Try for point is up, and it is good, and it is a 17-13 lead for the Washington Huskies over the 10th-ranked California Golden Bears. Just underway, 4th quarter. Bears got to play catch-up all over again. Lead from the California Golden Bears. They lead it by 4, 17-13. A drive all on the ground. Rankin started, remember, at 14 carries for 17 yards. Since then, his last 2 have accounted for 65 yards. And then, of course, Bonnell takes it in for the touchdown on a perfectly executed quarterback draw play. So the Bears, again, looking up at the Dogs. And a kickoff was going to drive Damian Hughes way deep into the end zone. He'll have no chance. Let's take a look at our Kyocera wireless call of the game, and it just occurred, and it was the touchdown run by Carl Bonnell. Really not much hesitation on that draw. Bears were coming in a blitz off the edge, and it was no contest.
Well, Robert Peel showed up, but just dove at the feet of Bonnell. And talking about the feet and leadership ability of Bonnell, 4 picks in this football game. but he has shown some great poise, and he hasn't got discouraged. He hasn't got frustrated. His teammates have been patting him on the helmet. There's great excitement on the Husky sideline, and they have not given up 1 inch or ounce in this football game. They are fighting Cal hard, and I think Cal's offense is running on all cylinders right now, and Washington just matched them.
And remember, the Huskies had a stop on Cal's last possession on 4th down at the 7-yard line. There's Longshore throwing, and a catch made by Hawkins, and a first down for the Bears close to the 45-yard line. Just pitch and catch.
Well, what was a very tight and non-offensive ball game seemingly in the first half might become one of those old-fashioned fourth-quarter Pac-10 shootouts here in Strawberry Canyon. There you see Hawkins recognizes zone, turns, shows Longshore his numbers, and Longshore is able to get the ball right there on the crook of the 7. Longshore's looking very accurate here in the second half.
First down at the 44-yard line. Give this time to Lynch. Lynch stutter steps, nothing doing. Stopped before he got started. Maybe got a yard. Scott White, along with Donald Butler, who's having a pretty nice ball game, make the tackle for the Huskies. Butler, just a freshman from Sacramento, had not played a lot prior to this game. First down marker brought to you by Overstock.com with live customer service and online best price guarantee. Shopping online has never been easier. Overstock.com. Second down and 9 now for the Bears. This time they go out of the gun. Jordan to the near side. He goes in motion. Longshore with time, throws, catches made by Storr, the fullback. Not going to be a big gain. He'll pick up about 4. Dan Howell makes the tackle, and it's going to be 3rd down and 5 now for the Bears.
Storr with 6 carries on the season, now 4 receptions. Not a guy that gets the ball a lot, but a nice play for Cal just to get 5 yards here so they have a manageable 3rd down.
Big play here for both teams. Washington could get a stop here, get the ball back. That could be a momentum turner for the Huskies. Conversely, if the Bears make a first down, they keep a drive going. Out of the shotgun once more. Blitz shown. They come with a blitz. Longshore throws, catch is made, and a first down. Jordan, a tough catch. Just enough for the first down at the 45-yard line. Good throw by Longshore under pressure.
And what a great play by Marshawn Lynch, who again is playing hurt, but a strong, patient, willful player. Just a great play by Marshawn Lynch picking up the blitz, allowing Nate Longshore to get the ball out there to Robert Jordan for the first down, all because of pass protection and blitz pickup by Marshawn Lynch. What a nice play. They need every bit of visibility. A lot of people were saying this was a game where they could sit him and get him well into the bye week, but they need every bit of Marshawn Lynch's greatness to win this football game right now.
Once more out of the gun, Lynch, the lone setback. Longshore steps up, throws, got Stevens, first down and more at the 20, down to the 16-yard line. Scott White makes the stop, and that was a perfect pass by Longshore.
Well, Scott White is the best playmaker and the leader of the defense for Washington. Already graduated, and he's a good player. He's been there for a long time, but he's not going to be able to run with Craig Stevens, who's a very good tight end.
2 big catches in this game for Stevens. We mentioned out of San Pedro, California, the home of my partner. And a Peninsula High Panther.
The angry Panther. Having a tough year, but they'll be back.
There's a give to Lynch. Lynch bouncing it off the first tackler and gets down to about the 12-yard line. He picked up about 5, maybe 6 yards on the play, and there wasn't much there. Butler and Wallace make the tackle. Mark it at the 12-yard line.
And this is going to be an adventure defensively for the rest of the game, for the rest of this fourth quarter for Washington, because Cal really seems to be getting everybody involved now. Jordan, Jackson, Lynch, Forsett, even Stevens has made some big plays in this football game. 3rd down 15, 3rd down 10. I mean, these are all things that Cal can convert. Right now it's 2nd and short.
2nd down and 5. And it's a short 5. Longshore throws. Great grab by Hawkins. He lost the football. That's the 2nd time that Hawkins has been hit right on the chest with a pass from Longshore, only not to be able to hold on to it.
And that time, that was because of the hit by Roy Lewis, just putting a helmet right in the middle of the back of Hawkins, and you see the head snap, almost like a car accident with the whiplash thing going on, that motion. and it's hard to hang on to the ball when that happens. Hawkins able to pull it down to his chest, but with the big hit by Roy Lewis, not giving up. Jason Wells in the area as well.
So now it's 3rd down and 5. 2 for 10 on 3rd downs, the Bears tonight. Not their usual production. Longshore has to roll away. Now he throws, and he throws it away, and it's 4th down. If you can flush Longshore out of the pocket, you got a chance.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to produce very much on the run, and that is the one great weakness in Nate Longshore's game, and what kind of takes Cal out of that spread aspect of their offense. But I mean, what can you say about this Husky defense and the way they're battling in this football game? They've given up some big plays. This crowd gets excited, and then they come right back and make some big plays. You saw the big hit. I mean, these guys are just playing great, and there's no give up in that.
No, there's not. You know, and it does make last week against Oregon State look like an aberration. 29-yard field goal try for Schneider. He's already made one from 50. This one is on its way, and it is good. And so the Bears get within 1, but again, a good hold defensively for the Huskies, and Ty Willingham has to be very happy with his defense, as once again, they hold the Bears to 3 in the red zone.
A tradition of courage. A tradition of
stadium in Strawberry Canyon in Berkeley, California, and the city of San Francisco, the Bay Bridge. Take a look at the shot delivered to Longshore after he threw the ball.
Nate Longshore running around on 3rd down, and you're going to see C.J. Wallace, a strong safety for UW, come in with the helmet-to-helmet contact. Now, there's 2 ways to look at that. If you're a Cal fan, and we're going to hear it right now. I mean, if you're a Cal fan, you're saying helmet-to-helmet, throw the flag. That's a personal foul. But if you're a UW fan and they didn't call it, you're saying our defense doesn't care. I mean, they're playing reckless football right now, and they're flying up and down the field. They're not intimidated by the explosiveness of the Cal offense, and they're just doing a great job. But helmet-to-helmet's no good.
Marlon Wood straight ahead on the kick return. Gets it back to about the 24-yard line. Well, Sports Ultimate Nightly Highlight Show is here. The FSN Final Score. Every great highlight, every unforgettable moment, every night on FSN. It's the only national show that gives you nothing but wall-to-wall highlights. The FSN Final Score every night only on FSN. Check your local listings for the start time in your area. Well, the crowd rooting on the California defense, but the Huskies with the ball and the lead coming down toward the 10-minute mark. Pump fake this time. Bonnell throws it, and it's almost intercepted. Damian Hughes had a read on the ball and just couldn't come up with it.
Miscommunication between Sonny Shackelford and Carl Bonnell. You know, the only time they were able to get Damian Hughes in this football game was on the flea flicker. Maybe he was peeking in the backfield. But again, I just wouldn't mess with Damian Hughes. I just wouldn't throw it over there. He knows exactly what he's doing. This guy with 7 picks this year. He's got supreme confidence, and every time he guesses, he's guessing right.
That's right. 2nd down and 10. Shackelford in motion. Bears show blitz. They don't come with a blitz, though. Rankin trying to bounce it outside, and he has nowhere to go this time. He is turned around and down Desmond Bishop, first man to him, and driving him backwards.
If you're Cal right now, you just can't give up 1st downs to Washington. Washington's got the lead in this football game. Now, it's a skinny little lead, but it's still a lead, and they're on the road, so they're feeling pretty good about having a lead here in the 4th quarter.
They should be. I mean, we saw them a couple weeks ago against USC. They played great. They lost the game, but they played great.
And there was so much confusion at the end of the game for Washington. They wanted to have one more play. If they had another play, it could have been the upset of the year so far in college football. They didn't get that opportunity. Right now, they have the lead. They have an opportunity, and they're playing their 2nd-string quarterback.
Bonnell straight back. 4-man rush. Steps up. He throws. It's caught by Shackelford. 1st down. Huskies at the 38-yard line. They are getting it done here.
Well, we talked about Cal's ability to convert 3rd downs offensively. What about Carl Bonnell? Look at him. Look at the poise in the pocket, and then stepping up and using his body and getting the ball to his best receiver, Sonny Shackelford. Great play.
What's more to Jim Watson, Ronnie?
Yeah, Barry, everybody at UW took Isaiah Stanback's injury hard, but Sonny Shackelford, the leading receiver, took it hardest. He didn't talk to anybody until Wednesday this week. I think his attitude just improved.
No question. Made a couple of big catches in this game. Here's a give to Rankin. Rankin gets it going forward. All of a sudden, Rankin is running hard. Got it up the 45-yard line, a pickup of close to 6 yards.
If Lewis Rankin can put his foot in the ground and get that big body and those big shoulders turning forward, he can really do some damage. And with 6 yards or 5 yards there on first down, you can start to see this Washington offense and how they respond when they can do that and when Rankin gets that big body going downhill, as they say in football.
2nd and 4. 8 minutes, 12 seconds remaining in the game. Huskies lead it by 1. Bonnell, give it to Rankin again. Rankin this time got a pretty good lean and picked up about 3. It's going to be 3rd down, a long yard.
And that's what it's all about for Rankin, is getting that body lean going forward. Now this is going to be a huge 3rd down. Washington maybe wants to try some play action here and get it to a tight end and try to sneak a big play past the Cal defense, because I guarantee you they will be slicing in those gaps. And if Rankin stops his feet, he is not going to get this 1st down.
Some of the numbers for Carl Bonnell: 12 of 20, 209 yards and a touchdown, the 4 interceptions, of course, on the minus side of all of that. Rankin, 19 carries for 89 yards after a very slow start. And the Huskies are going to take a timeout here and try to get the right play called. 7:22 remaining, 1-point Husky lead.
We are gathered here today
By Kyocera Wireless. Take your texting to the next level with the new Kyocera Strobe. Kyocera Wireless reminds you to dial responsibly. And brought to you in part by Cooper Tires. Don't give up a thing. By the United States Postal Service. Let your packages know their ride is here. Request a pickup at USPS.com. And by eHarmony.com. Ready to fall in love? 3rd down and a little over a yard. Huskies 4 of 10 in 3rd downs. They give it to Rankin. He stopped in the backfield. Never got started. No chance. And the Dogs will have to give it up.
I told you they'd be shooting those gaps. Desmond Bishop in the far side A gap, they would call it, slicing through like a big cleaver and getting those arms around Lewis Rankin. Check out Bishop, able to keep his feet after getting in the backfield. Sometimes guys can fly into the backfield, but they just flash in front of that running back's face, and they're not able to keep their feet. But Bishop's good enough to keep his feet. Very athletic linebacker, but so stout inside, making a great play, and that's a big play for the Cal D.
There's Douglas's punt. He turns this one over. Jackson going to handle it at the 10-yard line, and he stopped immediately. Good job defensively on special teams by Chris Stevens to make the stop. And Jackson might have taken a little shot. Looks like a little hip pointer. You know, you can go to the Rose Bowl. You can win 2 tickets to the Rose Bowl. For details, all you have to do is go to www.pac10.org. The winner's going to be drawn on November 17th, and you can go to the Rose Bowl. That's the good news. Bad news on a Tuesday afternoon.
Doesn't matter.
Not true. Not true.
It's still New Year's Day, isn't it?
It's for the game. It's for the game on New Year's Day.
Talk about leaders stepping up in a football game, Barry. Desmond Bishop, the leader of the Cal defense, 14 tackles and 4 tackles for a loss, and the biggest tackle of the game we just saw there on 3rd down, giving their offense another opportunity.
Bears got a long way to go. They start at the 18-yard line, and the give is to Lynch, and he gets absolutely nothing. Jordan Reffett, who has come up big, makes the stop for the Huskies.
Well, both sides of the ball in this football game have had a tremendous amount of intrigue. Washington, you have the new quarterback and Carl Bonnell trying to keep it together, even throwing 4 picks, but still able to lead his team down the field, and Cal's defense taking chances and forcing turnovers. This time, you got Cal on offense, and they're so explosive and fun to watch with great players, but Washington, again, not backing down an inch and hitting hard on 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th down.
Out of the gun, straight back Longshore. He's got time, steps up, throws for Hawkins. 1st down at the 33. Hawkins has been the primary target of Longshore, a gain of 15.
And that's the frustrating thing if you're a Washington Husky fan. The guys step up on 1st down and make a great stop, physically getting down a Cal tailback, and then Nate Longshore drops back and just begins to pick you apart with these fine Cal receivers. Robert Jordan, 2nd leading receiver. Deshaun Jackson, 1st leading receiver. And then you have Hawkins, who's making most of the plays, like you said, in this football game, doing a great job. They just got so many weapons.
Hawkins, 5 catches for 90 yards, so he has been a weapon offensively for the Bears. Longshore with time, looking deep this time for Jackson, and it's almost intercepted. Deshaun Goldson doing a great job on Deshaun Jackson.
And last time these two were on each other that I can remember in this football game was back in the first half when there was a pass interference call on Deshaun Jackson. That time I thought it might have been able to go against Deshaun Goldson, who had that arm on Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson doing a great job of batting that ball away, playing a little defense, stopping Goldson from making what would have been a huge interception.
Goldson is not a starter, and yet the 2 games that you and I have seen him in, he's come up big.
Great player.
Second down and 10. Draw play this time for Lynch. Forget about it. It's going to be third down. We go to the studio right now. A Kyocera game break with Mike Goldberg. Mike?
Barry, a thriller in South Bend. UCLA at number 8, Notre Dame. Bruins leading 17-13, 102 remaining. Notre Dame with no timeouts. Brady Quick, 3 plays, 80 yards, jets the margin for the game-winning touchdown. Number 8, Notre Dame avoids the upset. They win 2017. Speaking of upsets, Oregon is losing to Washington State 13-3.
Speaking of upsets, Washington is ahead of California 17-16, and it's a 3rd and 10 for the Bears. And a catch, they're going to give it to him? Yes, great grab by Jordan, very close to a one-hopper.
You got to look out if you're Washington. You're hoping Cal makes some kind of mistake offensively because they are using both sides of the field and getting the ball to all their best players. This time Jordan has to get real low and dive for the football, able to make the catch. And what a great play indeed, Barry, by Robert Jordan, making that catch on the low throw by Longshore.
He's only got a couple of catches, and both of them have been 4 first downs and extremely tough catches. First down at the 44. Longshore again, out of the gun. Has to throw quicker than he wanted to, and it's incomplete. Intended that time for the tight end, Began. Well, there's a guy who's hoping he's going to have another chance. Schneider 3 of 4. One of them a 50-yarder today.
And Cal seems calm and collected in their offensive huddle. I don't want to say they don't have a sense of urgency, but they're losing. They're losing this football game at home, and there's a little over 4 minutes left in this football game. I mean, this would be a huge upset and a season killer for a team that's ranked in the BCS, and a lot of people think is one of the best one-loss teams in the country. I think they are. But Washington's playing them hard.
Oh, they are. Longshore again, steps up, throws behind Hawkins, and now it's 3rd down. So again, a crucial 3rd down play. That's been a bread and butter play for the Bears on this day, but that time he threw it behind Hawkins.
And right now, the Cal offense is kind of in their huddle and sort of looking at each other and wondering who's going to step up. Where's Deshaun Jackson right now? Where's Marshawn Lynch? They have to have their stars, just like Bishop stepped up on defense. They got to have their stars right now step up offensively. And for the Washington defense, I'm just so impressed with these guys.
Bears only 3 of 12 in 3rd down conversions. Looking at a 3rd and long right now. Out of the gun once more, 3-man rush. Longshore double clutches, steps up, throws to Lynch. Lynch is going to have the first down. Not by much, but he'll have the first down at the 45-yard line. He almost decided, I think I'll go backward and see if I can get forward a little more, and then wisely thought better of it.
If there's one thing I don't like about Marshawn Lynch's running style is a lot of the time he will stop his feet and kind of look for an alley. In this situation, his team needs a first down. I think he thought he had the first down already, but then he decides he's got to work for it a little bit. And check out the Exmo of him working for it. C.J. Wallace, the leading tackler on the Washington team, is not going to let Lynch go. But eventually both hands fall off him, and a host of other Huskies are able to make the play. Cal gets the first down, but not by much.
The first down at the 45-yard line. Longshore again. Throws. Hawkins makes the catch. Tough catch and throw that time into a lot of traffic. It's going to be perhaps a little bit short of the first down. Wells and White were right there for the Huskies, and now Lavelle Hawkins is started to limp off the field. Now he comes back into the California huddle. First down marker brought to you by Overstock.com, your online source for savings on everything from video games to big screen TVs. Overstock.com. Hawkins does come out now, limping decidedly. 3 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the game. Second and short. Kind of a free play here for the Bears. And people moving before the snap, and that could be costly. That's a costly penalty.
Dead ball, false start offense. Number 75, 5 yards, it remains second down.
Eric Robertson now turns it from a 2nd and inches into a 2nd and 5. Those are the kinds of mistakes that the Bears do not often make.
Not here in the fourth quarter when the game is on the line, definitely. They need that offensive line to hold their water in there. I think Cal had a little bit of a trick up their sleeve, and they're in the same formation they were.
Straight back, goes long short. There's a screen this time for Lynch. Lynch has some blockers in front, 30, 25. Bounces off a man inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Allah makes the stop.
Eric Robertson, the left guard, making up a little bit for the error and the false start by getting in front of his running back, Marshawn Lynch, and leading the way. You just don't want to give these Cal offensive players space, and you see Robertson working hard and pancaking his defender, had him by the neck.
First down, they mark it at the 20-yard line. 2:45 remaining. There's a give this time to Forsett. Forsett will get about 3. Scott White on the tackle. The Bears now with the situation where they can use the clock a little bit. They are very much in Schneider's range as far as field goals are concerned, although I'm sure they would be much more satisfied to take it in for 6. It's going to be 2nd down and 7. Huskies have 2 timeouts remaining. Bears have all 3 of theirs.
Cal's going to keep running the football, I bet, just to keep milking that clock. They don't want to give Carl Bonnell another chance with that football. They want to milk that clock and hopefully, like you said, get a touchdown, but they can settle for a field goal.
Long short this time, give it to Lynch. Lynch tries to get it outside, does. He's the 10 to 5, you're not going to get him. Touchdown Bears. Well, the Bears found a little something when they really needed it.
Marshawn Lynch so good at making that first defender miss. You see Gunheim has a shot at him, but Marshawn Lynch then faking the dive into the end zone and stopping. It was a little bit awkward. Jason Wells getting the push on him.
Almost looked like he might have cramped up a little bit.
I think he was faking like he was going to dive into the end zone. I don't think he thought there was anybody around him, and then Wells pushing him toward the end zone. He's able to score. Now Cal's 1 for 2.
Why not? Would make it a 7-point ball game. And they give it straight ahead to Forsett. He's in. There's a play you don't see very much on a 2-point conversion attempt.
But when you see it, it usually goes. They spread you out and run the draw.
And now a 7-point California lead. That may turn out to be a big play. Here is Lynch going in for the touchdown. Am I going to dive? No. I'll get pushed in. Bears by 7.
Kanaichi something.
It's pronounced konnichiwa.
Marshawn Lynch, he has done the job once again for the Bears today. Takes it into the end zone with a little stutter step. You know, I can't help but wonder if maybe Adrian Peterson wasn't in the back of his mind. Remember, Peterson dove into the end zone, separated his shoulder, and is done for the year.
He broke his collarbone.
That's right.
And
that's
you know,
right.
he was hit though. I mean, he got hit. He was about to dive, and Peterson got hit a little bit. Lynch, I'm not sure what he was thinking on his way into the end zone, but still a great play. And that's one of the few times you get to see Marshawn Lynch's face. We talked about it earlier. Doesn't like to take off his helmet. Always wears that visor. No visor today. And you see his face on the sideline. The great running back in the Pac-10, Marshawn Lynch. And you know, before Jeff Tedford, was any Cal player ever being talked about in the Heisman or the BCS picture? I mean, he's just completely changed this place.
No question about it. 20 carries, 128 yards and a touch today. That last drive, 12 plays, 82 yards, took almost 5 minutes. Lynch finishes it. It's going to be Lewis at the 2. Gets the 10 to 15. Can't find the gap. He's dropped as he crosses the 20-yard line. Well, Marshawn Lynch on this day, he had a couple of big runs, which he just always seems to have. This one right here, breaks through, kicks to the outside, picked up 30 on that one. Then he catches a pass on a crucial 3rd down. And then this play that took it down to the 2-yard line. And Lynch stepping outside, bouncing off people. First man hardly ever gets him. Bonnell to throw. Drag pattern this time for the tight end. That's Lewis on the catch, and Lewis will pick up about 5, maybe 6 yards. Clock is not yet a huge factor. At a minute 23, they have 2 timeouts left. They get up over the ball. 119, 118. Bonnell straight back again, 4-man rush. Bonnell steps up, will run, not having any of it is Zach Foley. He just makes plays.
He makes plays, and he plays great in space, and he can play inside. That time he gets a guy in space, he makes good tackles, he's able to break down, and this is a very tall order right now for Carl Bonnell. He's a junior, but he's only started 2 games, and they're asking him to take them down the field and at least tie this football game with a touchdown. Tall order for a young quarterback starting his first game of the season.
Well, they've used up 1 of their 2 remaining timeouts right here with 1:10 remaining. Let's take a look at our Cooper Tire player of the game. He is Desmond Bishop. We gave his numbers before. 14 tackles, 4 tackles for a loss. He's just a wrecking ball on anything that resembles a screen pass, and he made the 1 big play on 3rd down to stop a Washington drive. Let's go to the sideline right now and Jim Watson. Roddy?
Barry, Carl Bonnell's got to be standing there thinking, what am I doing here right now? This is a guy who came out of high school, wanted an offer from UW, didn't get it. He went to Washington State and gray-shirted. He was playing for Bill Dova. He left there on a Friday. On Saturday, said, I'm going to be a Husky. Neuheisel brought him to Montlake. Then Keith Gilbertson took over. Then Stanback became the starter. He was so buried on the depth chart, he considered quitting. Then Tyrone Willingham showed up and moved him up to number 2. And then when Stanback went down, fate has tapped him on the shoulder 1 more time. And Petros, since we're in Berkeley, for Carl Bonnell, what a long and strange trip it has been.
Going to see if he can truck him down the field right now.
3rd down, a big play here. Bonnell looking for it all. He's got Shackelford out there. He can't hang on. Great play that time by Brandon Hampton. Just got a fingertip on the ball and knocked it away, and that was going to be a completed pass.
Well, if you thought the first half was boring, this second half has been chock full with excitement. Sonny Shackelford, really one of the hottest players in the Pac-10 up until last week versus Oregon State, who only had 3 receptions there. Just flying down the football field right past Damian Hughes. And if it wasn't for Hampton with that fingertip, that's a touchdown.
Did just enough. 4th down play here, so this game riding on this play. Bonnell out of the gun. Steps up, throws, caught, close to a 1st down. I think he got it. Good job again, staying composed. Corey Williams with his first catch of the game and a 1st down. And now the Huskies got to get up over the ball.
I'm not sure whether or not Carl Bonnell can get his team down the field and score, but I'll tell you what, this kid's got a future playing quarterback.
I think so too. He's been very poised. 4-man rush this time. Bonnell's going to have to get out of there. Throws, comebacker, 1 hopper for Corey Williams. The clock will stop at 48 seconds.
That's okay in this situation. You said it because the clock stops. Incomplete passes in these situations are good. You got to get your 1st down, but an incomplete pass is not that bad for Carl Bonnell. It gives him a second to collect himself, relax, get the formation they want into the game, and run another play, try to get that ball downfield, preferably to Sonny Shackelford, their best receiver.
2nd down and 10. That's not really the important factor, though. 48 seconds. A little bit more important than that. They have 5 receivers right now. The Bears show blitz. They come off the edge. Bonnell gets it off just as he was hit, and it's too long. Overthrows everybody. Bonnell had to unload that ball a little bit quicker than he would have liked to. Quentin Daniels was down there, but he had no chance. Now it's 3rd down. Bonnell showing a strong arm here.
And he's not afraid to let it rip. I mean, he has really thrown the ball downfield and done a great job.
Well, a reminder, the College Football Saturday post-game show with Mike Goldberg, DeMarc McFarland, Billy Ray Smith coming up right after we get out of Dodge. Been a pretty good ball game here. And the Bears have not yet dodged the ball. Bonnell this time on 3rd down throws. It is caught by Williams, and I don't know if that reach got him enough. I don't think it did. Now it's going to be 4th down and less than a yard. 37 seconds left.
And his final drive has been just like this football game. The Dogs just don't want to go away. They're going to keep fighting and keep scratching. There's been a lot of moments in this football game. 4 picks by the new starting quarterback, and they're still in the football game. There have been a lot of moments where they could have just given up and said, hey, you know, we tried, we played hard, we did well on defense, we played it physical. But they have not. They have kept fighting, and it just it just shows to the character of the Ty Willingham football team that these guys are still in this football game because they are outmanned.
And there's the sneak, and Bonnell will get the first down.
Saw that coming.
Dick Quinlan was right on there. He had that one called. And they'll get right up, have another play call. They still have a timeout to use. They are ready to snap the ball. 35 seconds. The clock starts again. Bonnell straight back. Three-man rush. Bonnell throws deep, looking for Daniels, and it is batted around and incomplete. Threw it into traffic. Good coverage by the Bears. Just hoping for a break. DeCoux and Thompson were there for California. Now there are 23 seconds.
I think the Huskies would be better served to try to get something over the middle of the field or underneath just to get the ball downfield and then start taking their shots in the end zone. Right now, they're just letting Bonnell drop back and let it rip on every play. He's throwing it into double and triple coverage.
Now it's 2nd down and 10. Ball's at the 44-yard line. Straight back Bonnell. Now he's in trouble. Steps up, he's going to run, and he's going to get out of bounds short of the first down at the 46-yard line. He couldn't really take a chance to turn it upfield, because if he stayed inbounds, they'd have a problem. Now 16 seconds left.
He also had Zach Follett chasing him. And Zach Follett is the best player on this Cal defense other than Damian Hughes in space. He's a guy that just is a great open field tackler, and he had a real missile lock on Bonnell.
16 seconds left. It's 3rd down and a long yard. Now they shift people all over the place. A little confusion here. 4 receivers to the left side. Bonnell straight back. Throws for Daniel, and too tall. Now it's 4th down with 11 seconds remaining. Corey Williams, the intended receiver. A little confusion, I think, on that play. Ty Willingham is going to get awfully tired of these close but no cigar games.
Well, and eventually when you have these type of games, your team does learn to win. And they learn to make plays and win in the football games. You saw the poise that Cal had on the final drive, marching down the field, maybe scoring a little too soon for Jeff Tedford's taste with the Marshawn Lynch touchdown.
There's a give this time to Rankin. Rankin getting some room, now dragged out at the 40-yard line. They'll have to use her last time out. They'll have 6 seconds remaining. So basically it's one shot at the end zone and just hope.
Well, this is the shot at the end zone. They're a little further back than they were at USC, but this is the shot at the end zone that the Huskies never got versus the Trojans. They've managed the clock better in this game, and they now have 6 seconds to go just to let her rip. They got to get the ball to Sonny Shackelford because he's 6'2", and he's got the best hands on the team. If they can find him in the end zone, he's got a shot, or at least can tip it up for another guy to come up under and maybe make a play and try to tie this football.
So we'll see what Ty Willingham has in his bag. There's not a lot of secrets about this. They'll put all the receivers into one zone and throw it up there.
And this Washington team's goal, now remember, this is a team that did not win a lot in the last 2 years. Ty Willingham has done great things, almost a Herculean effort just to change the attitude of all these football players. Their goal this season is to get to a bowl and win. I think you look at this team right now and you see the way they play defense, you see the heart they showed after losing Isaiah Stanback and the way they bounced back after the poor performance versus Oregon State. Washington is definitely a team that can attain that goal. I think they're a good football team.
I do too, and I think they have winnable games to attain that goal. They play the Stanford Cardinal. Cardinal getting blasted again today by Arizona State. They also play Arizona State. And of course the Apple Cup against Washington State. That wrapped around a game at Oregon. So here we go. And the Bears actually blitzed. Bonnell throws it. It is to the end zone, and it is caught! Touchdown! The impossible happens. Marlon Wood off the tip. 40 yards and a score as the clock ticks down to nothing. Sometimes it happens.
And the people here at Memorial Stadium are just like us, slack-jawed and in awe. I talked about the tip going up, but Marlon Wood just sneaking under, and he wasn't in the end zone. He had to fight for that extra yard. What great concentration by Marlon Wood, not only to get that ball, but to have the wherewithal to get it over the goal line.
And now the try for point. Woo! It is driven through, and we're going to overtime. Well, unbelievable. 3 Bears are there, but so was Marlon Wood. Bishop was there. He tipped the ball. Peel was there. So was Marlon Wood. And Wood really heads up to get the ball in the end zone. Like you said, he caught it at about the 2-yard line.
And often you see sometimes a Hail Mary play, and this was definitely a Hail Mary play. Mickey Pimentel closing in on Bonnell, and Bonnell just throwing it up there. 3 Cal players almost look like touch the ball, but you have to pick that ball off and pull it in, because once that ball starts to creep, somebody can slip under and catch it, and that's exactly what Wood did. And once again, great concentration to get that ball over the goal line, because so many times we see a guy catch that ball and he's down on the 2-yard line and the game's over. This game, though, is not over. We are tied up and going to overtime, and those Cal captains do not want to come out to the 50-yard line. They thought they had this game wrapped up.
And how important is that 2-point conversion? Let's go to the sideline now. Jim Watson, Waddy.
Barry, wow, I'm trying to catch my breath down here. When Marlon Wood caught that ball, the entire UW sideline absolutely exploded. Guys are losing their minds, running around with their helmets off. There was one guy who didn't change his countenance at all. Tyrone Willingham immediately turned around and went right to his kicker and said, "I need one." Does Willingham ever get excited?
he you know what he does, Waddy? He implodes with joy.
That's the tail, the right into the head. So you've called heads, correct? That is the tail. Right. That's the head. All right, what do you want to do?
Let's see. The tail is the side with the bird
Washington has won the toss. They've chose to go on defense first. We'll be playing at this end of the field. There'll be a 3-minute break.
Well, Washington's going to have it first. That is only the 2nd career catch by Marlon Wood. And what a catch it was. And, no matter what happens in this game, it sort of salves everything that happened at USC for Ty Willingham and the Dogs.
They were able to come back. They managed the clock well. They got a little lucky, and this team will not give up.
Going to overtime on the other side of this commercial break. Don't go away. Well, the 2 participants in that last play talking it over. How did that happen? You want to see how it happened? Just like this. Carl Bonnell had to get it to the end zone. First of all, he did. The only problem was there were none of his guys there.
3 Cal defenders, all with a shot to pick this ball. It looked like Desmond Bishop had a beat on it, but there's Peel coming in and kind of knocks the ball loose and knocks Bishop out of the way. That allows Wood to creep in and make that catch. Damian Hughes gets there too late. A great job, can't say it enough, by Wood just to get that ball across the goal line after making the catch, and a miraculous play by a Washington team that just wouldn't give up. Now, you can see Mickey Pimentel bearing down on Bonnell. You see the clock ticking down to 0. And this game is all but over. But once that ball goes up in the air, it's like it's floating on a cloud for Marlon Wood, who snatches it out of the sky and gives the Huskies another chance. And that was a shot at the end zone that they never got versus USC, courtesy.
All right, here are the rules in overtime. Teams will alternate possessions. They begin at the 25-yard line. We're going from right to left here. 2-point conversion has to be tried, beginning with the 3rd overtime. The first team leading after the completed round will win, and the Bears will have it first. At the 25-yard line, single setback, 2 tight ends. Long short throws, catches made by Jordan, a gain of about 3. Deshaun Goldson on the tackle for the Washington Huskies.
Now, some of the trouble with Cal here is they thought the game was wrapped up. These offensive guys are putting their tape back on the sideline and really trying to recollect themselves to get back out there and try to win this football game. Now, there's so much pressure in a football game that after you feel like it's over and you make that sigh of relief just to collect yourself again, it's very difficult.
Now, Marshawn Lynch incidentally has some tape on that calf, which lends credence to what I might have mentioned about perhaps a cramp. Here is Lynch. Lynch cuts back. It's the 20. He's the 15, the 10, and he's in. Touchdown Bears! 22 yards.
I think after this performance in this football game by Marshawn Lynch, just the way he's taken this team on his back the last 2 times their offense has had the football, you got to start talking about the Heisman again. This guy's playing on 2 bad ankles, and Barry looks like you said, he's got a bad calf. Finding holes in the offensive line, doing a great job, but just knowing when to cut upfield and using his speed, taking it up there. Marshawn Lynch with a great opportunity for Cal to win this game, scoring a touchdown on the first possession of overtime.
Now the try for point. Lynch, 21 carries, 150 yards. Schneider was perfect this year on extra points. Drives this one through as well. And now it'll be Washington again in a familiar role of playing catch-up. Robert Jordan gave Marshawn Lynch just a great block on that, but I think what made the play, if we see it again, he made a little feint inside.
Yeah, and it's all the subtle things that Marshawn Lynch does that just makes him great. He makes that little step inside, and then even with the 2 bad ankles and the wrap on the calf, able to turn on that speed. I guarantee you, he thought he touched the ball for the last time in this football game on the last touchdown he scored. They needed Forsett to take it across for the 2-point conversion, which they ended up needing to win the football game. And Marshawn Lynch, just an unbelievable performance there.
Absolutely sensational. Now, Carl Bonnell will have to do the spectacular again. Here's this bunch formation. 4 receivers to the left side. Bonnell, quarterback draw. Tries to bounce it to the outside. The Bears were having none of it. He picked up close to 5 yards. Last 2 carries from Marshawn Lynch, are the difference in the game.
17 yards for a touchdown, and then the last one we just saw, 22 yards and the touchdown. And you can see him now. He knows this game isn't over yet. He hopes it is, but he's walking around on the sideline with a true sense of urgency, and you see that man with ice water in his veins, Ty Willingham on the sideline, leading this team to some amazing feats today.
2nd down and 6. They have to have a touchdown, of course. Short drop. And the toss underneath is picked off the turf nicely by Williams, and Williams will have a first down at the 7-yard line. And again, I know we're being redundant by saying this, but there's just no dog in the dogs.
There certainly isn't, and Corey Williams is a guy that hasn't shown up a lot this season, not really fulfilled the promise he's had at Washington, but here he shows up in overtime with a huge catch. Only 7 receptions on the year coming into this game. He's out of Las Vegas. He's a senior. You know what they call him? Mr. Vegas.
I like that. So, first down and goal at the 6-yard line. And they give us to Rankin trying to get outside. He's got no place to go. And once again, he stopped his feet, as you said.
And if you can stop Rankin's feet, and this pretty much goes for all the big backs, if you can stop their feet in the backfield, they're going to have a hard time. Saquon Thompson, the cornerback, doing a great job chasing him down. Just a freshman, but has great speed. He's filling in for Tim Mixon. And, I worry about this Cal team if they had Tim Mixon. Just imagine the cornerback and punt returner that was hurt in camp with the ACL. They're playing with a backup corner, and they're still one of the better defenses in the country.
Saquon Thompson getting better with every game.
Certainly is.
The coaches. So now it's 2nd down and goal from the 12-yard line. A loss of 5 on first down. Bonnell throws, intercepted, that's it. Ball game over. And he's going to run this out, but it's not going to matter. It's Desmond Bishop who is going to take this the distance, but it's all for naught. It doesn't make any difference. California has won the football game. 5th interception of the day from Bonnell, and the Bears really had to dig down deeply and beat a dead game Washington Husky team.
Washington Huskies came in. You can't say enough about the way they played and the way they fought in this football game. One of the great Pac-10 games this year that we've seen. Washington coming out and playing hard, but Cal's stars stepped up when they had to. The biggest star they've had in this game is their middle linebacker, Desmond Bishop. Ball thrown right between the 1 and the 0. 5th pick of the game for Bonnell, starting his first game in 2006. And Bishop running out of gas, but trying to take it back to the end zone. What a great play by the middle linebacker. And Cal knows that they had a great victory because you see the great celebration they're having right now. What a great game, Barry.
I think it serves no notice, honestly, on both sides. Serves notice that California has that ability to suck it up when they need to and play like one of the nation's best teams. And it says something about Washington, too, that they're not going to fold the tent because their quarterback is down. I think, as you said earlier, they are a legitimate bowl team. Desmond Bishop right now is driving a cart across the field.
That's one of the more ridiculous things I've ever seen.
It's Marshawn Lynch, not Desmond Bishop. 2 number 10s on this Cal team. That is absolutely hysterical. And that's the final drive of the game. Well, time now for our Pontiac Pac-10 game-changing performance for the California Golden Bears. That touchdown drive by Cal in overtime. Pontiac will award the school with today's Pontiac Pac-10 game-changing performance, $1,000 to the General Scholarship Fund. Today's Pontiac Pac-10 game-changing performance has been brought to you by your local Pontiac dealers. Go in today, check out the all-new Pontiac showroom. Pontiac, designed for action. To the sideline, Jim Watson. Waddy.
Yeah, down here with Nate Longshore, the quarterback. What a terrific football game.
Yeah, great game. We struggled a little bit on offense in the first half, but my hat's off to the defense for keeping us in it and sealing the victory at the end.
Yeah, what happened with you guys in the second half, because you were a totally different football team?
We just had to relax. We were a little uptight the first half, thinking too much. We need to just relax, have fun, and just go out and play.
Appreciate the time. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Nate Longshore will bring in Jeff Tedford is here in just a second. We'll get to him in a second, Barry.
All right, I'll keep it here for a minute. We'll get back to you with Jeff Tedford. For Lynch, 21 carries, 150 yards. Nate Longshore, as you saw earlier, 291 yards passing. I apologize that we're not going to be able to get that interview with Jeff Tedford because we got to take you right now. It's a doubleheader day.